Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video. All right, your girl Nianta J is back with another YouTube video. We're going to get into some things. We are going to get into some things tonight. I missed you all so much. If you are listening to my beautiful voice and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you'll be notified every single time I post. And if you are not able to catch this video live, that is totally okay. Totally okay. Your girl not into J. I will always leave this up for replay, honey. I will always leave it up for replay. Let me make sure I turn my monetization on this time because I just be forgetting to do that. And I am going to give a few people some time to get on in. I know this is around the time that a lot of people go live. So, like I said, if you all are not able to join me live, that is totally okay. This will be up for replay, honey, and you can be a part of the replay gang. All righty. So, hey, Blessing Alexander. Hey, Queen T. How y'all doing tonight? Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for joining, y'all. So, your girl is back, honey. Your girl is back. I had me a wonderful weekend in Atlanta. I had an awesome time. I attended the Hey First Baby Mama. I attended a beautiful women empowerment event that was hosted by two YouTubers here. Hey Rudy, hey Glamazante and Lily, yours truly. So I had a really good time. I also went out while I was up there in Atlanta, so I am exhausted. Okay, so that's why your girl has been gone. Hey Gabrielle Walker, hey OC girl, hey Nicole, thank y'all for joining. But yeah, honey, I have been laying in my bed recovering. Hey Joanna, hey, just watching everything unfold. So tonight, I had to come give my perspective on everything that has been going down. Yes, I really enjoyed myself, Nicole. I did. It was a positive, beautiful event, and if they ever throw another one, you all should definitely check it out. I would network with a lot of people, follow a lot of people, a lot of people follow me, so it was really awesome. Hey, CC's life. Hey, bless highly. All right, y'all are rolling on in tonight, honey. Thank y'all for joining. So yes, so today, y'all know what we're gonna talk about by the title, honey. We're gonna catch up with my girl Keesha. There has been a lot. Hey, Donna Costin. There has been a lot that has transpired. Hey, ATL Lock Diva. Hey, girl. Hey, Glenna Anderson. Thank y'all for joining. But there has been a lot that has been going on, y'all. And we got to get into it, honey. We got to get into it. So let's go ahead and get started. So, like I said, I came back to the YouTube streets just catching up the other day. And, honey, all hell has broken loose with my girl Keesha in Paris. So, we're going to talk about it. We're going to give our perspective. Um, Oh yeah, thank you, Glenn Anderson. Had to let those ads play, girl. Thank you. we're gonna get into it. So, as you all know, the latest talk on the town is between Miss Keesha Anderson and Paris Harley. The latest update on everything is Paris Harley's channel has been terminated for now. I don't know if it's a permanent thing, and everyone has been talking about it. Hey, Vicky Mac, thank you for joining. But yeah, everyone has been talking about it. Everyone has been giving their different perspectives on it. And so, what I'm here to do tonight is give my perspective. That's it. That's all. Now, whew, when you talk about my girl Keesha, you got to give your disclaimers, okay? You got to give your disclaimers. So my last video I did was in response to the community post wars, okay? Yes, first baby mama, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button on your way in. So my last video was about the community post wars between Miss Keesha and Miss Paris, and I was just giving my perspective on everything. And I just want to clear some things up because I know in my community post a few people commented and they were kind of questioning my angle and where I was coming from in my support of Keesha. So I'm going to lay this out and make it very clear before we start talking about Paris's channel. Now, let me just say this. As we all know, Keesha came out. Well, first things first, Paris accused Keesha of being transphobic for, calling her a man. Pretty much, she made this long community post. She called her transphobic, this, that, and the third, and it went from there, right? Keesha, in return, she made her a community post and she laundry listed some of the things that Paris had been doing on this platform to harass her, and she felt like her children were being harassed as well. And she just listed on a list of things that she feels Paris has done to her, that resulted in her to even have to go there with Paris. And so that is what we talked about in my last video. Now, in my last video, I pretty much just talked about the whole transphobia conversation, and that's pretty much where the only angle that I was speaking of when it came to the back and forth between Keesha and Paris. But some people were like, they felt like Keesha was accusing Paris of some things that she didn't do. And a lot of people feel like, Keesha, getting Paris's channel taken down again, is underhanded. And hey, D, hey, girl, hey, not so sweet. But yeah, people feel like Keisha's being sneaky. People feel like Keisha's being conniving. Thank you, D. Thank you. And I'm going to tell y'all the angle that I'm coming from on my platform. First things first, I'm going to say this, and this is what I told one of the people in my comment section. Over here on this channel, I speak about the principle of things. I'm not here to get into every single argument that Keesha has ever had with Paris, every single disrespectful thing that has ever been said. Hey, Lady Devereaux. I'm not here to talk about every disrespectful thing that has ever been said between both parties. I'm not here to talk about the tail end of what has been happening. I was here from the very beginning when this thing first popped off, right? When Brittany made the video, the internet went crazy, right? I was here from that moment. And what I look at from my perspective is, how did this start going so low? And how could it been avoided? And so when it comes to certain things that I don't know about, I'm not just going to talk about it. That's why you all never saw me speak about Keesha suing Toya, because I wasn't privy to the details of it. I really didn't understand it, so I didn't talk about it. That's why you all never really heard me just flat out say that Paris said ugly things about Keisha's children, because I never heard her say anything per se ugly. Well, I never heard her call them a name, but what I did hear was her allow people on her platform to disrespect the children, right? So, hey, Nicole. Nicole says they didn't care about taking money out of her children's mouth when they were trying to make her lose. Exactly. Keisha didn't take down Paris channel. YouTube took it down. Yes, they did. Right. So this is what I do on my channel. If not Auntie J ain't 100% sure about it, not Auntie J don't talk about it. I talk about the things that I observed personally. And the things that I observe, they lean in favor of Keesha. They lean in me supporting her, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people who choose to still support Paris. People can support who they want to support. But me personally, from what I observe, and when we're speaking on the principle of things and how this started and who started harassing who first and who started going below the belt first, I have my perspective that, Keesha was done wrong, period. Am I saying that Keesha is a perfect angel and everything that Keesha says is printed in the King James Version of the Bible? No. But what I'm saying is, in this situation, we would have never been here had it not been for people deciding to be mean, nasty, and downright harsh, and people taking this commentary thing to a whole nother level. There is nothing wrong with talking about people. There is nothing wrong with doing commentary, right? But like my grandma always told me, there's a way you do everything. You know what I'm saying? It's a way you can do everything. OC Girl says YouTube found just cause remove channel. Right. Hey, Tanisha. And a lot of people were saying, well, Keisha is using her children and she's saying her children are being bullied, and that's not all the way true. Well, listen, you guys, perspective is reality. I mean, perception is reality. If someone is talking about my mothering skills every day, if someone is telling me that I'm not upkeeping my children, they're looking dusty. If someone is pulling up a dictionary and trying to accuse me of being neglectful to my children, if someone is talking about my child's helmet, if someone is allowing people on their platform to say slick things about my children, if someone has a Discord where people's avatars are my children, if my child's name is Jory and they're calling her Jury Duty, then Keisha can perceive that her children are being bullied as well as she is. Now, ain't no doubt about it that Keisha being bullied, period. Keisha's definitely being bullied. But the things that she is accusing Paris of are based on her perception. And who are we to tell people what their perception is? Right before Paris's channel got terminated, the title of her video said something like Keisha's marketing class is a scam. Well, how would Paris know what Keisha's marketing class was? She didn't attend. So guess what? She's giving her perception, right? And the people who were in her chat believed what she was saying. She also was saying, let's see, it says, let's see here. Paris got multiple chances. Exactly. Got multiple chances. But if you're taking this the legal way, you cannot take matters into your own hands, like allowing D. But this is not about D. Like I said, we're going to talk about how this started and how this could have been avoided. Like I said, I'm not here to get into the semantics of every argument. Dee came to the platform to defend Keisha and she was attacked. And so she made it very clear that y'all ain't gonna play with me and y'all ain't gonna play with my son. So she then attacked back. Is Dee perfect? Has she said some things that probably were mean as well? Probably so. But I'm talking about how this started and how it could have been avoided. Yeah, they really act like nothing was said about the kids. Really? Like, come on now. Glenda says, here come the bully gang. It says, doing commentary has nothing to do with digging into my personal life. Exactly, OC girl. Say it one more time for the peoples in the back. Okay? It says, Toya said the same thing, that Keisha is a scammer and lies. Exactly. So here's my issue before we get into the whole termination conversation. Let's see. Exactly. Like, everyone wants to talk about how D did this and D did that, but I don't. Why weren't you all talking about the minute that D spoke out about Keisha? They're posting her mug shots. They talk about her son said something. They doing it. I mean, why are people conveniently acting like D was not attacked first? Like, now, everybody clap back ain't gonna be the same. She may have clapped back and she may have took it to a level 10 when everybody expected her to take it to a level 2. But let's not pretend like she was not attacked and dragged through the mud all because she wanted to support Keisha. So that's why I'm not gonna get into all the semantics of who said this and who said that. I'm talking about how this started. Okay, you look said, yeah, but just like you said, you haven't seen Paris say things, but putting what her supporters said. But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, on my channel, I'm not gonna say something that I don't know 100% true. So when Paris came to my channel, I made it very clear to her, you're right. I never heard you call the kids a name, but the same way you all like to put everything that all Keisha supporter, and you all like to put everything that D does on Keisha, it's the same situation. If you are aligning yourself with people who are talking about children or who are saying certain things, then guess what? The perception can be, and if your platform is the primary platform where this is going on, then the perception can be that you are the host of this conversation. So we cannot 100% say that Keisha is wrong for her perception. All right. It says Paris didn't do that. That's the problem. Y'all are putting everything on Paris. I'm not putting everything on Paris. I'm gonna tell you what I'm putting on Paris, and we'll get into that in a minute. It says they're the first one to talk about kids. I never heard D speak on kids. Right. It says, don't attack me and then complain when I attack you back. Exactly. Hello. That's all I'm trying to say. Hey, in Florida. It says, YouTube put it on Paris. Paris tried to insert herself into Keesha's life. It was very clear she is a fan. Her reasoning for messing with Keesha changed every time she was asked. Right. So, like I said, the reason why it's hard for me to have sympathy for Paris or to see where people are coming from when they try to bring up, some type of defense for Paris is that at the end of the day, she too has done things that could be questionable as not being true. You can't tell us that Keesha's hair company is trash, but you're not a verified customer. Like I said, in her last video, she said that Keesha's marketing class was a scam when Keesha can very much so prove that she did have a marketing class, and she also was like, well, you guys, I'm going to do a review of Keesha's hair and I'm going to tell you why I think it's trash. She said something along those lines. And it's like, how someone can perceive that as a lie. Because how are you going to tell me that a marketing class is trash that you never been to? Or is a scam when you never went? How are you going to tell me that someone's hair company is trash when we have not seen you say you purchased? So people can perceive that as a lie. There have been a lot of things that have been said about Keesha that no receipt has been provided for. So the problem I have with the situation is, when Keesha says something, everyone needs the Webster's dictionary. They need to have this written in black and white. They need the law library of YouTube. They need the King James version of the Bible. They need the official transcript and audio. Everyone needs a receipt when Keesha says something. But Paris can tell us that Keesha's hair is trash. Paris can tell us that Jeremy is broke. Paris can tell us all these things and everyone follows it and echoes it like it's the Bible without any type of receipt. That's why I don't care about, getting into the details of, well, can Keesha technically prove this? And because that doesn't matter. We're going to talk about the principle over here. The principle, period. That's one of the things that is upsetting. All D did was respond to their attacks and twist everything and spin a one-sided narrative that they are the victim. Right. It says Paris was the owner of the channel. She is responsible for what happens on her platform. I heard with my own ears Paris say things about Keesha's children. Yeah, I never heard her call the children name, but I did hear her say something to the effects of, if that B don't give a F about her kids, then I don't. That can be perceived as you talking about some children. I heard her say something one time about, I bet she gonna have the dusty braids in the kids' hair or whatever. I mean, even though she's probably criticizing Keesha's parenting, people can perceive that as you talking about their kids. At the end of the day, like I said, all this can avoid it if people never went there in the first place. It says, in the beginning, Paris said every time D speak out that he would dog walk Keesha. That she would dog walk Keesha. Paris started with the threats a while ago. Right. It says, oh my God, that irks me. Can Keesha prove? Exactly. Like every time Keesha says something, no, Keesha, we need a receipt. We need a transcript. We need you to prove this in the court of law. But Paris say Keesha marketing class is a scam, and everybody like, it is. It sure is. Even though we never purchased the ticket, we weren't there. But yeah, girl, you said it, so that's what it means. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's two-sided, and that's why I can't take people serious when they try to come with this whole violin story of, well, what about what happened to Paris, and what about, because at the end of the day, why aren't you all speaking on the principle? The principle stands that Paris took the commentary to an unnecessarily hostile level. There was nothing wrong with Paris wanting to talk about Keesha. There was nothing wrong with Paris wanting to do commentary on Keesha. But when you take it to a level that becomes so hostile that people who have a different opinion can't even come to the platform without getting called out their name, people can't even speak out for Keesha without people digging up their mug shots. People on your platform talking about what they gonna do to Keesha when they see her in Target. People on, you got a Discord and people got the kids, it's the avatars and people posting scripts. It's gone too far. You're in too deep. It says Paris even did a zoomed in shot of Journey's head saying Keesha never washed her hair. Right. Like you're posting pictures of her child's hair, and you're trying to make a point that she's a bad parent, but in doing that, you could be offending other people because it's like, why are we talking about the babies? Why are they being put in this and all? So at the end of the day, everyone's perceptive can be different. Saying she starved her kid. Yep, I heard that one too. Hi, Nye. You said that Paris aligned herself with people that said things about Keisha's kid, but hasn't Keisha aligned herself with Mink Mob deplatform? But here's the thing, I win, you lose. Paris did this for no reason. D came out to defend herself after she was disrespected and drug across the internet, all because she wanted to defend Keisha. So at the end of the day, I can't keep talking about what D did, because at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. Calling people names, cussing people out, dragging people, all that is wrong, right? I don't want to see it, right? I don't want to see anybody cussing anybody out. That's not what the goal of YouTube is, right? But the issue is the thing that puts Paris in the wrong is she did this for no apparent reason. Paris wasn't being attacked. Nobody was checking for Paris. Paris just woke up one day and decided she was going to turn on her camera and scream into her camera every day about a stranger. She decided that she was going to call a stranger derogatory names over and over and over again every single day. She decided that she was going to call a stranger's boyfriend gay. She decided that she was going to send people to spam a stranger's comment section. All of this was done now before we even knew D, right? So, yes, things happened after that were a domino effect, right? But why are you not all talking about how this started? I understand D went ham after they was talking about her baby, and after people start coming for her neck. Yes, D started going ham. She did. But at the end of the day, you all love to keep the conversation aimed on Keisha, and that's not right. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it all. It says Paris' channel was solely dedicated to harassing and bullying Keisha. She had well over 150 videos bashing and harassing Keisha. Hey, Sincerely Lachey. Hey. Dinner Anderson says that's another issue. They don't get that it's not that they talk about Keisha. It's about the malicious lies, slander, and libel. Right. You can talk about Keisha. Keisha was involved in the love triangle, baby. That was some tea. Okay. I think we all want to talk about that. But there's boundaries, It says, I win, you lose. When you zoom in on a child's behind, yes, it's predatory behavior. She had it on her platform. Exactly. Keisha's life was placed in danger. Exactly. 9 people outside her door. Yeah, extreme. You didn't look at that. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And that's right, you didn't liquor. 2 wrongs don't make a right. But if you all feel that way, then why not let the whole thing go? See, you will be right. If 2 wrongs don't make a right, then why do you all only want to talk about Keisha doing something wrong? If 2 wrongs don't make a right, then everyone should be slapped on their wrist. All right, that's enough now, both of y'all. And it should be over with, right? But that's not how it works. You all want to talk about Keisha video after video after video. Keisha buy a house, y'all want to talk about it. She get cheated on, y'all want to talk about it. She dye hair, y'all want to talk about it. She buy a new dress, y'all want to talk about it. She crank up a car, y'all want to talk about it. She feed the kids, y'all want to talk about it. You all want to talk about everything this girl do. Probably down to the underwear she put on her behind, if y'all could see it. But then when it's time to talk about what other people did wrong, everybody want to be quiet. No, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Let's be quiet. No, that's not how it works. If you all don't want people to go in on Paris and give her the criticism that she has been giving out for over 100 videos now, then we just need to start practicing that with the other side too. That's it. That's all. Yep, OC girl, CPS was called. It says Paris inserted herself in business that had not one exactly. It did not have one thing to do with her. I could see if this was Ashley dragging Keisha. If this was Ashley going in on Keisha and Ashley going back and forth with Keisha, I probably wouldn't even have nothing to say, because they had a real life issue, right? They had a real life thing that had nothing to do with social media. But when you're a stranger, literally screaming mad at someone for decisions they made that didn't have anything to do with you in too deep, baby. You in too deep. It says they harassed anyone who didn't agree with Paris, such as Keesha, Spellman friends, family members, neighbors, Jayla, old friends. Exactly. I mean, you don't stand a chance on that platform if you don't agree with that. If you think that Keesha is a good person and you just want to bring a reasonable perspective to this situation, oh baby, you're gonna get drugged. Period. Hey, the real receipt. Hey. So what do you say when Meek picks on people unprovoked, i.e. Ashley? Well, this is what I think. At the end of the day, I don't want to see anyone picking on anyone. But like I said, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how this all started. If I feel like if Ashley's over there minding her business, then let Ashley be great. It don't bother her. But I think the reason why people drag Ashley into it is because she had aligned herself with Paris and, kind of gave Paris some ammunition. Now, do I feel like Ashley tries to stay out of it? I think that's she tries to stay out of it, but I feel like, if you want to be out of it, then you can't be on Paris's platform, giving her the tea on what happened with you and your baby dad and y'all co-parenting situation. If you want to be out of it, be all the way out of it. So that's why she still gets a little bit of the heat. But no, I don't. I think I had me personally, I haven't seen Ashley do too much, so I don't think she deserves to get drugged that much. Two wrongs don't make a right, but y'all did not say that to Paris. Y'all should have told Paris after Keesha asked me to leave alone the very first time. Exactly, Rudy. Exactly. Otherwise, I never said anything about Keesha. This Paris is a child. When she kept talking falsely about something inappropriate being done to Dee's son, when she highlighted that a child's bottom was out and dragging Keesha for saying panties. Yeah, that's like I said, and now do I think that she may be that word? I don't know. I don't think so. But what I will say is I think that she took it too far for the sake of trying to entertain an audience. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to have some morals and values when you do this commentary thing. You can't just hop in and just go all the way in, because it's kind of like, for what? Yeah, that's a lot of talking about someone they hate so much. Yeah. Yes, I always do this and do that. The topic exactly. This is about Keesha and Paris. It says Ashley can be talked about just like Keesha can. Keesha haven't said nothing to Paris for a whole year, but was in being picked on. Exactly, Bliss Highly. Exactly. For the last time, people, anything that Dee did was in retaliation to what they did to her first. It's so annoying how y'all always look about someone's reaction, but never see how the person was provoked. Exactly. Like you all will gaslight the hell out somebody and then dog them for their reaction. It says, I feel like if in the beginning blame was solely placed on Jeremy, then Keesha, it would have not went this far. I believe Keesha said she was wrong for not putting the blame on Jeremy. I believe exactly. If we would have all just looked at this as, damn, this man, he played both of these women, and we would have just talked about it and moved on, then I feel like everything would have been okay. But I think that people just became so invested because they already didn't like Keesha, that this was a perfect opportunity to keep the hate train going. It's kind of like, I mean, nothing's wrong with talking about it, but at the end of the day, when you get to reaching out to people's mother-in-law and you get to trying to, you know what I'm saying, pulling up reviews, reading the reviews on their business, and like, it's just you in too deep, baby. You in too deep. It's a translation friend says that she loves to do things that didn't have, so nobody. Well, and that could be a valid perception, because my observation is, if you don't want to be in it, then I would not. First of all, she don't, like I said in the beginning, she doesn't owe anybody an explanation for her allowing her child to be around her baby daddy. So it was just confusing to me, as you don't want to be involved in the drama, but you on Paris's platform explaining why your baby went to be with his daddy. That just don't make sense. So, like I said, I think that I be having mixed feelings when it comes to the Ashley topic, because I think that she is trying to move forward, and I think that she is trying to, do the right thing. But I think that I feel like the internet, she feel like she owes some people on the internet something as well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's why people still bring her up, because a lot of this, this, a lot of people are mad trying to defend her. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like her name still comes up. I didn't know it went that far. It's too much. Yeah, this situation is crazy. It went far. It says you can't get mad if you hit me with a rock and I hit back with a brick. Exactly. Exactly. Say it again. And that's what YouTube does. Pretty much, YouTube is like the girlfriend. Let's say this. Let's say you have a couple, right? Let's say the boyfriend cheats on the girlfriend, right? Let's say the boyfriend comes in the house. He has found out his girlfriend is cheating on him. She done went through his phone, and he slapped the hell out of her for going through his phone. He like, why you went through my phone? He slapped her down to the ground. So not only have you cheated on me, you gonna slap me to the ground because I done went through your phone. So the girlfriend picks up a pot of boiling water and says, splash. You done slap me to the floor. The boyfriend's family then goes on a rant, or goes berserk, because now their loved one is burned, right? But they're not looking at the fact that he don't slap this girl to the floor. So it's I know that's a crazy scenario, but that's how kind of like YouTube is. YouTube is like that toxic family that has that toxic family member who goes around terrorizing people and doing wrong to people, and they're never going to tell that family member, hey, you're wrong. They're always going to be there to give their opinion when someone retaliates against that family member. When somebody pulls out a blade on them, or when somebody ready to beat them up, they always there to try to save the day, but they're not there telling that family member, look, you need to chill out. You doing too much. And that is what goes on YouTube. And that is why people like myself speak out, because everyone wants to talk about the reactions and what happens after people are provoked, but no one wants to talk about how this could have been avoided and how it started. Yep, Glenny. She definitely gives the trolls power over her life, because I'll be damned if y'all gonna tell me my child can go with his daddy. I need a babysitter, my child going. Sincerely, Shay, I agree. But the problem is Ashley teamed up with Paris and solely blamed Keesha, but because she was still hurt. And I think she saw the hate Keesha gets and used it to her advantage. Yeah, that's a valid observation. If the people on the internet didn't go looking for Ashley, she wouldn't be this big of a topic right now. Keisha and Jeremy didn't bring her on this platform. People went stalking her and found her. That is correct. And I think Shanita was the one who actually led us to her, if I'm not mistaken. Keisha has always put blame on Jeremy. What she said was that she would never bash him for what he did online. She gives him hell behind closed doors. The reactors were the ones who blamed Keisha, Ash, as though she was the one who slept with Ashley, got her pregnant, and left her. Right. They definitely put the blame on Keisha. One second, y'all. Ashley went live being shady, but she didn't know Paris wasn't going to be. Let's see. Oh, so Ashley said the trolls on YouTube control how she raised her child. How in the hell can these people be mad at his father? That his father saw exactly, like, why are y'all upset? This is this man's biological son. Ashley went live being shady, but she didn't know Paris wasn't going to be around to react. Oh yeah, I think I did see a glimpse of that live. I did. It's called his hypocrisy and selective rage. Exactly. Hold on one second, child. All right, y'all, I'm back. What is my microphone? Okay, my bad, y'all. I'm back. It says, I think Paris and the butterflies think that we hate Ashley. We don't hate her. We just don't like how she basically encouraged the Keisha Bash show with the lies. Right. Like, I don't have a problem with Ashley. I just feel like, She need to let these people know to mind their business and stop trying to tell what to do with her child. My child gonna be with his daddy, period. This is who I lay down with. This is his daddy. Leave me alone. All righty. It says, yeah, Shanita did bring it to the platform. It says Ashley wanted to be found. It says, yes. What I meant was in the beginning, she had a video where she said she put more blame on Ashley than Jeremy. Then after a while, she felt she forgave him too quick, but then took him off and broke up. Right. Yeah. And I think that, a lot of people, they love to act as if Keesha has not already had her day. Like I said, every dog is going to have their day. Keesha has already had to face the consequences of being in a relationship and almost allowing a man to ruin her brand. She's already faced the public scrutiny. She's already faced the embarrassment. She's already dealt with the consequences of her decision to stay with a man who was being unfaithful. So it's not on the internet to try to hold her more accountable, because at the end of the day, we're not in the bed with her. We're not in her life. We're not her family. We're not her friends. It's not on us to try to teach her some type of lesson. If you're going to talk about her and what she displays, that's cool. But I feel like when it came to Paris's platform, it's like she was out to like ruin Keesha, or she thought she was going to really make Keesha lose. And it's like, it's no such thing as losing. Like, at the end of the day, you can take as many L's as you want. Life gonna come with L's. You can always one thing about it. When you're covered in the blood of Jesus, you can always bounce back. God gonna make sure you bounce back from anything. Life is gonna be full of L's. Keisha is a young girl. She's learning. She's growing. So it's nobody's gonna ever be able to have that aha moment. So if you're sitting back waiting for the moment that you see yourself ruin, like if you're sitting back thinking that you're about to ruin somebody on the internet, you're delusional. Like you don't have the say so. You don't have the final say so over her life. It says no. Someone dropped that information about the baby in Shanita's live chat. Oh yeah, I think I remember that. And I believe Ashley was in her feeling as well as Keesha. Ashley was wrong, but I feel people use the Ashley situation to not understand the situation fully, meaning putting blame on the man for stepping out of a relationship. Right. It says Queen T, right. I don't hate her at all. I barely watch her. I just always side out the fact that she always is on Paris Live when Paris bullies Keesha. Keisha's great even Jeremy. Right. Because it was even one live where she was, Paris had just started calling Jeremy a bum. And you can tell that Ashley was getting uncomfortable. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this is my baby daddy. Like, come on now. And she even stepped in and said, like, well, girl, I don't know nothing about his pockets, and it's kind of like at that very moment, Paris should have realized, like, damn, I'm doing a lot. Like, I'm on here. This is girl baby daddy. This is who she slept with, who she laid down with, right? This is who she had feelings for. And I'm on here like going full throttle, calling him a damn bomb. And this is the father of her child. And I'm calling myself her friend, but because I'm so amped up and invested, I'm going full throttle on her baby daddy right here in her face. Like, who do that? Let's see. It says, when I heard about the baby, it was from Shanita being on live bashing Keesha. Then I saw her community post and it was Ashley holding their baby, but the face was blurred. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, I understand. Like I said, I've been Keesha and I've been Ashley. I've been the main and I've been the side. So I definitely don't hate Ashley. I understand how it feels to get caught up with someone, but I feel like Ashley needs to understand that, okay, you done made the bed. You had a baby by somebody else's man, sis. So things are not gonna 100% go your way. Don't let the internet trick you out of a relationship that a good co-parent relationship that you could possibly have. You're gonna have to forget about Keesha. Stop worrying about her and is she gonna be around? She's gonna be around. Just figure out how you and your baby daddy gonna make this thing work for the child. It says, how does she expect a co-parent relationship to work when she's best friend with the bully of her son's sibling? That's true. Yeah, she gonna have to think about it, because it's kind of like, let's say her and Jeremy do get to a good place and they're able to work out a good co-parenting situation that's comfortable for both of them. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, look, shouty, you gonna have to your friend Perry, she ain't gonna be around my child. This is, I don't even think Jeremy can forgive Ashley for this. Hopefully he can. And they try to say D does the same thing, but D never speaks about the son. Right. Right, Latoya. Friends with someone that talked bad about their kids. Right. Yeah, she's gonna really have to rethink that. I don't hate Ashley. I don't like how she blamed Keisha for the whole situation. Right. I feel like she tried to take accountability without taking accountability. Like she just wasn't being real. To me, she wasn't being real. Like she was trying to give us realness, but it was kind of like, girl, you like don't try to get on here and tell us what we want to hear. You was a side piece, and it's okay. It's okay. Just how does people support that? Right. Keisha didn't do anything to lose her brand deals behind Ashley. Right. Like all she did was what anybody would have did. She was talking shit about somebody who she felt betrayed her. And people took that and like, oh my God, she was making fun of Ashley's whatever. No, she wasn't. She was having a private conversation with somebody who she thought she could trust. And she was just letting them know this girl is calling me a bad parent and she's saying that I'm this and I'm that, but she had this going on. That's it. It was not even, they tried to spin it to make it seem like she was mocking the situation, but she wasn't mocking it. All she was saying was, you can't judge me when you've had your own things going on. Period. She may have been uncomfortable, but she didn't say it. That is true. That is true. Yet they feel Ashley deserves a brand deal for what again? It says Ashley used Keisha's name, but they want Keisha to lose. Make it make sense. Yeah, a lot of things in this situation just don't make sense. It's like I don't understand the personal vendetta that parents had against Keisha. Like there are some people who really don't care for Keisha, but they still have tasteful commentary. Like I said, I love my girl Tia Mara. She's given I wouldn't say she wouldn't care for Keisha, but she's given Keisha constructive criticism in a very classy way. Even the friend lady, I've heard her give some criticism to Keisha. I don't really share the same viewpoint she shares, but it looks like she gives her commentary in a tasteful way. Like everyone who is talking about Keisha is not getting taken down. It's so people need to stop trying to spin the narrative that Keisha doesn't want people to talk about her. No, you can talk about her, just don't take it too far. Like Keisha said, you can call me dumb, you can do all that, but when you go to putting up pictures of my kids and talking about my parenting and trying to accuse me of neglecting my children and reaching out to mother-in-laws, and that's just too much. Because I don't like how Ashley and Hazel came to the internet with the motive to ruin Keisha. Hazel said she masterminded their record. Right. Like they came to try to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you gonna call my friend a one night stand? Okay, we got something for you. But it just turned into something like completely like, oh my God, and it's just been it's been hell ever since. It says Ashley absolutely had the right to tell her story, but I think she should have been honest. Plenty of receipts have proved that she lied. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's another thing. That is the reason why I don't be wanting to hear nothing about people saying Keisha lying. Because it was clear as day that there was a lot of things left out of the day of reckoning. Like, first of all, and like I said, not to even go back and rehash these things, but it's just like, come on. No one, if you all saying Keisha not being 100% transparent, well, Ashley was not either. Because first Ashley came and said that her and Jeremy, it wasn't nothing like that. It was a physical relationship. They had the situation, where they had the slip up and blah 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 blah, and she was over it and she moved on and she took it for what it is. But then after the book has been written, after everything has been aired out, you still want him to come lay up. So you're not being transparent. You still was giving this man some, or you still were wanting to give him some cuckoo. So how are you telling us that he's a bum and you were over him and you were studying him and he was on block and you just were over it. You learned your lesson and you were good on him. But then you were still willing to give him some. So you weren't being all the way 100 either. And it was just other receipts that were left out. At the end of the day, Ashley should have never attacked Keisha. If she wanted to address it, she should have done it off YouTube. Right. It says Ashley Hazel talk shit about Keisha and her children. Yeah. Now that live, the first couple live that Hazel did, those people were in the comments going in on those kids. And I saw that with my own two eyes. According to Hazel, everybody was gonna ride Keisha's coattails and eat off her name. That's what it seemed like. Paris should have stopped a long time ago. She was way too invested, and this is her consequence. I just find it funny that these reactors are saying that Keisha took money out of Paris' mouth. Exactly. We're gonna get on to that. We're gonna get on to the termination of the channel because a lot of people are feeling some type of way, and I'm kind of like, okay. This after Ashley and Hazel fell out, then she became besties with Paris. Exactly. Exactly. Like, why go for her brand deals? Yeah, I love me some Tia Margaret. I love her, honey. It says, friend ain't shit. Why you talk about someone when you're shit? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I said, I don't really watch Friend because I can tell me and her don't have the same perspective on a lot of things. But I was just making that point to say that, she's someone who gives, because she's someone who talks about Keesha, but her channel's not taken down because she knows how to switch it up. She's not just dedicating her whole entire channel to just going in and all of that. But like I said, now did I say I like her commentary? I don't think I would like it because, like I said, it doesn't seem like me and her share the same viewpoints. But I said all that to say is like there are ways to do things. There are ways to talk about people and get your point across, and even give constructive criticism without taking it as far as Paris did. Jeanette said she's the old lady that opposes young women. Yeah, I think that's what Chrissy was saying. When her and Chrissy got into it, I kind of tuned in, and that was Chrissy's sentiments on her. They can hate Keesha for their own sick reason, but leave her alone and don't be in a frenzy to try to counsel her. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, even Hazel has said things about the kids. Yeah, now and when Hazel went live that day and they were on live and they were talking about Keesha fainting and all that, people in those comments going in on those kids, and they were definitely kicking. Right, gonna hate her in your own soul, but stop trying to ruin that girl because you're jealous and hateful. Right. At the end of the day, I hope things can be let go and the kids come together. Exactly. That's all I want. I just want them to get back to a regular scheduled program because they're siblings who need to know each other. Like this internet, there's no way they can let the internet keep them apart. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all gonna have to figure it out. I think Keisha and Ashley could get along once things like, yeah, I think so. I think that, if they come together and just really keep it real with each other and really just air it all out and let it go, they can, because they're gonna have to at some point. Like they got the same baby daddy. Like, y'all gonna have to do something. Paris was a danger to Keisha and her kids. Paris had to go. That's it. That's all. Yeah. I feel like Ashley, as a woman and mother, should have put a stop to this once she saw how far these people were going after Keisha money. Exactly. She should have definitely. And I mean, and like I said, Hazel, even on the recorded phone call, Hazel said that she told Paris to stop. And it's kind of like, but you're telling her to stop behind the scenes, but then in front of everybody, you're making it seem like she's just so righteous. No, like if you're on the phone with Keisha and you say, "Oh, Paris and my friend, I told her to stop," then obviously you felt like she was doing too much too. Keisha and Ashley did get along. Ashley wanted clout. Yeah. Just like Tasha and all the other reactors, they really dislike Keisha for saying, yeah, they do. How can you have so much hate for a person that you don't know personally? I don't understand it. I just feel like, it's kind of like I could never just straight up hate someone that I can't see in real life. Like if I can't see you, I can't reach out and touch you, I can't get no straightening. Why am I gonna waste all my energy on social media trying to come after you? Like for what? At one point they were getting along, but I think it's going to be hard for Keisha to trust her now because Ashley took Keisha's good heart for granted. Ashley have no spine. She's very spiteful and morally bankrupt, and I'm tired of hearing them compare her and Greg. Yeah, and I think that she does have some growing up to do because I noticed that when she was on her Instagram live, the one that they recorded and put it on YouTube, she was saying that she got mad with Jeremy because August came back sick, and that was like I guess that was the last time they had like a I don't know. I guess she was just saying like that was the final straw for her or whatever, which kind of resulted in her blocking him because she wanted to talk to him about the child getting sick at Keisha's house. And I'm like, girl, if you put it don't matter if it was Keisha's kids or kids at the daycare center or kids at the swim practice, anytime you put small children in the room with each other, more than likely they're going to get sick. I mean, have you never sent your child to daycare before? That's what happens. Children, they carry germs, they have runny noses, they get sick. It's not that big of a deal. What did you have to talk if your child came back with a runny nose, what is there to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing that you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing that your baby daddy can do. He's sick. give him some medicine, and next time he go, just make sure you send some medicine in the bag, and make sure that you tell your baby dad, make sure they wiping things down, make sure he washing his hands. But you wanted to argue about your child being sick, as if your child can't go daycare and get sick, as if he can't go to the babysitter's house and get sick. Your child can go anywhere and get sick. So why the hell did you want to argue about him being sick? So I do see, like, she probably does have some growing up to do, because if I was a baby dad, I'd be like, girl, get off my phone. Get off my phone. I know damn well you ain't calling me talking about no child being sick. Children get sick. What you want me to do? Wave a magic wand and kill every germ that's in the air? People get sick. It's okay. Exactly. Like, kids get sick. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I wouldn't want to talk to you either about that. Like, girl, get off my phone. Tell me when the next time I can pick up my child. I'm not going to talk to you about no child being sick. Quincy said, yeah, they all fake now. Every last one of them have a different tone when on the phone with Keesha, but they let these people on YouTube hype them up for clout. Yeah. It actually had him on a rooftop photo shoot with no coat. I doubt she really cared about him being sick. Yeah, but and I saw that. I mean, and not to talk about her parenting or anything, but I just feel like in that, when she said that, I was like, in that moment, girl, you were being petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you know damn well ain't nothing your baby daddy can do about him being sick. Like, he got sick. And like, and to Dee's point, like, you had him at night on a rooftop in a photo shoot, no coat. He could very well get sick then. It's life. It's like, it's nothing, not bashing you for it, because that's your child. If you wanted him to be there with you at your photo shoot, that's your baby. At least he was with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not judging you for that, but I'm not gonna pick up the phone and argue with my baby daddy about my child coming back sick. Like, what is he gonna do about it? I mean, are you, now if you want to say, look, send me some money for some medicine because my child done came back sick, okay, but I wanted to have a talk with him because August came back sick. Well, hey, what we gonna talk about, Sue? I ain't in to talk about. Ain't shit to talk about. Mm. He says, but Keisha's kid wasn't sick though. Hazel said he's always, yeah. Yeah, hey, and Hazel, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like you want to kind of slick throw shade at Keisha because your child came back sick, but then Hazel tried to blame you because your child got her mom sick and you didn't say anything about that. So it would just be confusing to me how everything always kind of falls back on Keisha. It says, I could never trust Ashley. Just set their boundaries so everyone remains respectful and allow co-parenting. Exactly. Just set the boundaries. Look, I don't rock with you. We don't like each other, but guess what? We're going to respect each other for these kids. Just stay in your lane. I stay in mine. And there we go. They deleted Hazel live dragging Ashley. Hazel said August is always sick, and they even had to get the pending. Yeah, she was shading her too, but it's kind of like nobody talked about that. Nobody ran to Ashley's defense. Nobody drug Hazel when she was basically trying to blame Ashley for them getting sick, and she said that Ashley wasn't supportive, and she said that Ashley didn't have it all the way together, and her house had to be the meeting spot. Nobody ran over there to criticize Hazel for talking about Ashley. But let Keisha would have said something about Ashley. Oh, it would have, baby, it would have went down on YouTube. Oh, see, girl, so even if he did get sick, why come to YouTube with that information? Because she wanted to add more fuel to the hate train for Keisha. She knew exactly what she was doing. Yeah, that could be a possibility. It says, we in a whole pandemic. LOL. If you want to be real, she could bring. That is true. Like, you do work at a club. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. It says Hazel used Ashley with her when her planning to work. The friendship was over. I'm sorry. I'm trying to skim through these. It says Hazel. Yeah, she definitely shaded Ashley. She did. And let's be honest, Ashley says things like that on purpose to keep the truth. Yeah, because it's kind of like, what's the purpose? Like, she was like, it wasn't a regular sick, like it was nasty. Like, and I'm like, okay, girl. So basically, you want us to drag Keisha for getting your child sick. You want us to blame Keisha for your child being sick. Just say that, Sue. Just say that. because that's what it's seeming like. And see, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, while I do feel like Ashley has, I don't think she's a bad person, but I do think that she does try to contribute to the shade. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, hopefully behind the scenes they can get together and work it out. You know what I'm saying? Hazel does not like Ashley. She has to keep Ashley as a pretend friend. Yeah, it's clear that there's some static there. So, like I said, now I wanted to get into this as well. So, like I said, another thing that's happened here on the YouTube streets is Paris's channel being terminated. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I had a soda today. I have to burp. I'm sorry. But yes, Paris's channel being terminated. I says Hazel's not a real friend, the type of friend you look out for. Yeah. It says all the Ashley narratives go along with the narratives already put out on Keesha. Right. But yes, so YouTube is in it. Well, a lot of people on the YouTube streets are upset because I'm talking about Hazel Lou. I'm up here talking about Hazel. I was about I'm trying to say Paris, but I was reading something that said Hazel. So everyone, a lot of people on the commentary streets are in a frenzy or feeling some type of way because Paris's channel was terminated. And a lot of people have their own theories on what happened with the channel. The trolls are not happy, no gifts. That girl kid says yes, termination. So here's my take on everything. I said in my last live that God don't bless no mess. And when I said that, I truly was not trying to be funny. That is the truth. And I wish people would take their personal hate for Keesha out of this and just think about this on a human to human level and stop being so brainwashed by this social media way of doing things. At the end of the day, I don't understand how any logical, intelligent human being thought that Paris was going to be able to continue on in the same manner that she has always continued on and have a successful, thriving YouTube channel. The fact that she came back to the platform pretty much on the same shit pretty much should have let everyone know that this was not going to be good. And a lot of people feel like, well, Keesha must have some connections with YouTube and Keisha's playing dirty and this is her throwing her rock and hiding her hand. But I'm like, no, this is her being tired as hell of somebody bothering her every day. And it's so funny because let's see. Glenn Anna says if Ashley was putting her son first, she would never sabotage the grace, care, mercy Keisha gave her son. Her son wouldn't have want for nothing. Right? What Paris was doing was dead wrong. No excuse. Exactly. Sincerely says, unfortunately, I do believe even though Paris is gone for now, this situation will continue, especially with Martin drop because we don't know what he will say. That is true. Baby mama says, amen. Paris was born in November. She kept going, got demonetized, made another channel, did the same. Exactly. It's like I hear a lot of commentary channels saying, well, Keesha must have some connections and she knew how to finesse the system. And it's like, no, like the very people who are criticizing Keesha for taking action or for, contacting YouTube about, being harassed are the very people who get mad and defend themselves when people give them criticism. It's like we're all human. Nobody's gonna sit up here and let things just roll off their back. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna sit up here and wake up every single day with someone attacking them viciously, not just talking about them, but literally attacking them viciously, calling their businesses a scam that could be impacting their sales, talking about their parenting, telling people that they are not doing right by their children, which could cause trolls to want to call CPS. Like when someone's waking up doing things that could ignite more hate on you in real life, like you're going to take action. Like at the end of the day, people act like they would just sit back and because Keesha is the influencer, she needs to just sit back and let somebody play her. Like, no. I said God don't like ugly. Karma was coming. I said that in the chat a couple months ago. Yeah. It says Paris is not Martin Lewis. YouTube return Paris had to go. All Keesha did was provide YouTube with evidence. Exactly. It's kind of like how is she throwing the rock and hiding her hand? At this point, we know that Keesha is taking action on well, Keesha was contacting YouTube about what Paris was doing. It was no secret. So I'm trying to figure out, where is the hiding the hands part coming from? It's like, she made it clear. She told us out her own mouth she had contacted the higher ups to help her. So what are you all talking about? Like, ain't no hide no hand. Like, period. It says Paris is still obsessed. He's on every other social media platform still talking about Keesha. Is that out? Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, why? Like, why? Like I said, if this was Ashley, I might understand it. But Paris, you don't know Keesha. Keesha, and I'm not, and let me be clear when I say this. It's okay to talk about people that you don't know. It's okay, because Keesha is a public figure. She's going to get talked about. But why are you going so hard, ma'am? Your plan is not going to work. You're not going to be able to take down Keisha K. Lee. Keisha can leave to YouTube tomorrow and still be straight. She's already earned her stripes. She's already built the platform. She's already built the following. She literally can stop doing YouTube and go take her money invest in something else. She literally can stop doing YouTube every day and invest in her hair business. She can invest in other businesses. She can keep doing marketing classes. Like, she has created a platform and a foundation for herself. You're never going to be able to snatch that. Even if she says, you know what, I'm sick of all the hate, I'm done with YouTube. She has worked so hard and she has really grinded to the point where she's still going to be straight regardless. She now has a following. She now has people who support her. So once you build that following, if you know how to finesse it and you know how to really like get out here and work it and really work the internet in your favor, anybody can make money and survive. So it's like, what is your end goal here, ma'am? What is the end goal? It is, and her supporters know damn well if she did this to them or somebody in their family, they would not be okay. Exactly. It's kind of like people kill me acting. They try to dehumanize themselves when they're talking about Keisha. It's kind of like, well, Keisha's being a brat and Keisha's just being dramatic. It's like, no, because the very people, the very commentators who say this, when somebody come for them, they be 38 high. Hell, even Paris. I haven't even, went in on her like that on my platform, but just because I've given her criticism, hell, my name is always getting thrown around over there in that chat. People talk about me. So it's like, you all can dish it, but you can't take it. So how are you expecting Keisha to take it? When somebody says something about you, when someone says something about you all come defend yourself, don't you? You all come clear things up. Why can't Keisha do that? I'm just confused. I'm just so confused. It says Martin is nothing like Paris. I don't see why people hate Keisha. She is so sweet. Yeah, it's kind of like she be over there minding her business. She give us other content. She don't get on here every day talking about Paris. She don't get on here every day talking about Ashley. She don't get on here every day degrading nobody. She on here trying to show us mommying, swimming lessons, renovations, but yet y'all won't let her live. Like, come on now. I mean, I do not believe he is like Paris, but his opinion could sway either way. Yeah, that's true. Please read the community guidelines. You cannot dedicate your platform solely to harass or bully one person. Exactly. That's exactly what she did. They speak, Latoya. They don't want to accept the truth. It's definitely obsession. It's scary. If I were Keisha, I'd do everything in my power to get Paris gone too. Paris brutally attacked Keisha for 100 videos. It was horrible in real life. She would be in if it was horrible in real life, she would be in jail for harassment. There is nothing you can say to make Paris' behavior okay. It was evil and it had exactly like the same people acting like Paris did anything wrong. Convert this to real life. So you mean to tell me in real life, if you call somebody's phone over 100 times, cursing them, screaming at them, if you're pulling up to their place of employment, if you're where they are, calling them, screaming them, cursing them, you don't think something's gonna happen. You don't think you're gonna you don't think you're gonna be reprimanded. So what y'all mean? The people who think that what Paris did is okay. Y'all think that if this was real life and someone came to your place of employment every day talking about your parenting skills, telling your coworkers you don't feed your kids, telling your coworkers that you neglecting your children, like scream into the camera, like telling your coworkers that your side business they purchase products from is trash. Like you don't think somebody would step in and do something about that. Okay. Y'all, these comments be going so fast. They had a whole channel talking about Keisha. Yeah, it's kind of like, come on now. It says I like Martin. He do real research before he do real research before he talk about stuff. And if he's wrong, he will admit it. Right. Yeah, I'd like him to. Right. To hit the obsession, her obsession knows no boundaries. She's self-destructing. She needs to be put on medication. Yeah, it's an obsession. Cause baby, ain't no way I'm still be talking about Keisha for free. If it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm gonna create another platform. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people have their theories about why her channel got terminated, and it was like some circumvention of technology. And I heard a few different things. I think some people said it could have been the fact that she was streaming Keisha's videos on other platforms. That could be a possibility. Because she did say she was like, you guys, I'm gonna create a Patreon, and over there we can play videos and we can talk with no filter. It's kind of like you're walking yourself deeper and deeper into a hole. Like so it's like, how successful do you think this is gonna be? Like how many people do you see on mainstream outlets? How many people do you see on TV talking about the same person every day? I'll wait. You don't see that. You don't see it because no one wants to indulge in that long term, except for people who are sick. Yeah, and still keep going. It's like, what is the end? What do you want, lady? It says, I understand what you're saying, and Sally, I agree with you because Martin is so fair with the butterflies. I'm 100% sure the butterflies will not like what he says simply because he doesn't hate because he doesn't hate Keisha. It was a process. It didn't happen overnight. There was warning after warning, cease and desist, phone conversations, etc. The harassment didn't stop. Exactly. Like people just acting like Keisha just woke up one day and was like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, she actually had phone conversations with Paris that we heard. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she just went for the juggler off the rip. And even if she did, like, I don't give a damn who you are. If you call me a bad mother and if you put me in a position where you have a chat full of people that hate my guts and you're giving them information that they could feed the CPS, if you're pulling out Webster Dictionary online and reading that the reason why my child has to wear a helmet is because of my neglect, and these evil people in your chat are going to call, man, I wouldn't give a damn about your platform. Why should I care about your channel? Why should I have any sympathy for you? Why? It is the end goal for Ashley is Jeremy. It says Keisha has other businesses, and thank God they're not aware, or else they will ruin those too. Exactly. Like, I mean, even if she stopped doing YouTube, like, she's still gonna be straight. So what? I mean, what do you think? You're not gonna ruin this girl's life. You're not. I've never seen this much hate in my life. Now they switched that hate to D and her. Exactly. Like people are literally delusional and sick. And it's like you all are upset because you can't hear Paris come over here and degrade Keisha every day. That's what she was. You all felt like that really added value to the platform. You all are really in shambles because you can't hear somebody degrade Keisha every day. Like, what? I mean, it wasn't like she was on here giving us the Dr. CB secrets to heal sicknesses. Like, all she was doing was on here degrading another black woman every day. I mean, if she's able to get the channel back, okay, good for her. If she's not, everybody's gonna be okay. Nobody's gonna be missing anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know every detail, but right or wrong, I would want no one talking about my kids either or anything goes. Exactly. Like, you think I'm finna have some sympathy for you and you on here trying to play me and my kids? Man, please. I don't owe you no sympathy after that. Hell, some people be ready to pull up on you. It says, why didn't parents have merch or a business? Where's the content without Keisha? You can't just harass Keisha for the rest of your life. What exactly? Like, what is the end? Like, what is the plan here? Because it seems like in Paris's head, she really felt like she could end Keisha. Like, she really felt like she could make Keisha surrender to her. Like, Girl, do you not know that there's life outside of YouTube? Do you not know that regardless of whether you are able to influence people to support Keisha or not, she's still going to thrive. She's still going to be blessed. Just like you all thought she was never going to purchase her home and she did. Just like you all thought she was, you know what I'm saying? Like you all thought her kids were going to get taken away and they didn't. Like you all thought that she was never going to have any more sponsorships and she got some back. It's kind of like you're not going to be able to stop God's plan. You can't stop God's plan. And the people who were so hell bent on stopping God's plan for people, y'all weird. Period. That girl Kel says it's okay to do commentary, but when you keep talking about the person, calling names, talking about her kids and family for over a year, that's not commentary. That's obsession. Exactly. It's not commentary because we're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're on here having an interesting conversation about some things that we're observing. It's literally the same thing. Keisha goes live, Keisha does something, Paris go live after her and call her a liar for everything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even commentary at that point. It was just let me prove to you, let me try to convince you all to stop supporting Keisha. Even with the mommy channels, even with people who do reactions on the mommy channels, they react on what they see and they move on. They don't they not going, even when Chrissy and Olivia were selling the lashes. I saw people like kind of doing reviews on the lashes and things of that nature, but people were still not trying to sabotage them. Like they weren't being like, you guys, I think the lashes are trash, and they never even wore the lashes. Like they were just giving their observations of what they saw and moving on. And it's kind of like with the Keisha situation, it's like people literally get angry and upset and like it's almost like the devil. Like it's like a cult. Don't be afraid, T. God is in charge, and we need to keep the faith and stay prayed up. Keisha's being blessed despite her hatred. No weapons formed against her gonna prosper. Period. Like when you covered in the blood of Jesus, like ain't nothing nobody on the internet can say. Like people on the internet feel like they got so much power. You don't have the power to change nothing, and you didn't write this. Keisha's success is already written. How her life is gonna be is already written. The only person that can get in the way of that is her. Exactly, calling everyone, including her ex assistant, looking for tea. Get the hell out of here. Exactly. You're right, Glenna. Thank you for always keeping us lifted and reminding us who has the final say so. Exactly, honey. God has the final say so, baby. We covered in the blood of Jesus over here. Period. Like all this internet bullying, internet gangster. We're gonna end you with a community post. I'm gonna end you with a video. Like no, nobody ain't studying that. Nobody's studying that. People blessed in real life around here. Social media is an interesting tool for us to interact and converse and have conversations. But this is not the end all be all for people. Like at the end of the day, regardless of whether Keisha continues to do YouTube or not, she gonna be blessed regardless. Like because God has the final say so on everyone's life. Period. As if a person cussed you out day after day, called your employees, contacted your family members, talk about your children, you damn well would have never you damn well would have never went this damn far. Exactly. Like it's like people are literally acting like, oh, well, I don't think Paris did anything wrong. Now, I will say that Paris did tone it down when she had to, when she was forced to, but she was threatening to crank it back up. Like I said, right before she got terminated, she was on there. Oh, you all think I toned it down because I had to, but I can take it back up. It's like, girl, nobody cares. Like you ain't pulling up on nobody. You ain't doing nothing. Nobody. You just on the internet wolfing. What? Pooh Shiesty said the like all that wolfing on the internet. I thought you was a thug. Like ain't nobody studying that. Like just like I said, you can do commentary, you can do reviews, you can do reactions, but all that threatening people and you all don't want me, girl, we don't give a damn. If we don't like it, we just won't watch it. That's it. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna verbally attack me to death? Like, no. Every damn day, talking about a person that you don't know ain't nowhere in hell. Paris and every last one of her supporters are overly invested in Keisha's life. Period. Point blank. Yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff that goes on over there in that platform. Because, like I said, it's a lot of people with platforms that have different perspectives, but that vibe over there is just different. It's just different. Like it's just like you can't even breathe over there. If you look like you want to say something positive about Keisha, you about to get. And it's kind of like, hey, y'all are too serious for me. It's not that serious. Calm down. Hmm. Taking food out of Keisha's kid's mouth. Right. It's kind of like y'all was over there celebrating. Y'all was doing backflips and cartwheels when she lost that sponsorship. Okay. Her income was impacted. Paris was just trying to impact her business again by telling us that her marketing class was a scam, right? She was just about to crank it back up, trying to impact her income, right? So you cannot be surprised when your income is now impacted again because you just don't know when to stop. Child, they want to pay to hear, right? Ain't no way. I'm not finna pay to hear you dragging about it. I'm sorry. I'm not finna do that. It was the crazy Kool-Aid for me. That gang mentality that attacked people in the comments. Paris Channel was a hellhole. They would hate. They want to hate a piece. Exactly. And it's kind of like you have to think. This is a social media platform. The people want to be able to put their advertisements in these videos. They want this to be something that's user friendly. If you're calling yourself a commentary channel, but someone can't even comment on your platform without being called a clown, a B word, you know what I'm saying? Like, then why would the owner of the platform want to continue to allow you to be here? It's like you're not even like you won't even entertain a perspective that is not like yours. Like people can come over here and give me different perspective. I haven't blocked. I mean, unless you're just being directly disrespectful. If someone comes over here defending Paris, we'll have a conversation. It'll be okay, and you can stay over here as long as you're respectful. Like you don't have to kiss my ass to be on my platform. So it's kind of like even beyond just Keesha reporting or whatever, it's like you don't think that's very hostile. Like that's creating a hostile environment, and it's like ain't nobody got time for that. It's kind of like they act like she had Dr. CB, Sammy, whatever his name, Dr. CB. They act like she had his remedies over there or something. They is really upset about this. It's like you guys just chill. It's gonna be okay. She'll find a way to come back. I'm pretty sure. Everybody talking about Paris losing income. They have no idea how much money she lost. All because people that don't know you try to ruin you. Exactly. It's kind of like you all now you want to scream, don't mess with people back. Don't, you're playing a dirty game. But why weren't you all saying that when the script was going around to the sponsors? Why were you all not saying that when Keisha lost her sponsorship? If you don't stand by people messing with people money, then let's see who started messing with people money first. When who was the first person to come on this platform? We can't prove that she wrote the script, right? But guess where the hell the information was and being talked about? Right there on Paris's page. If you wanted to know what was going on with Keisha's sponsorship, what was being sent, guess what they was talking about? It right on over there on Paris's platform. So at the end of the day, it was okay when Paris was happy and promoting that, there was something going on with Keisha sponsorships and, everybody was over there trying to get the tea and where to go send the information to. You know what I'm saying? Like all that was good. But now that her income is being affected, everybody want to be mad. Like, no. Paris didn't care about her own channel. Otherwise, she would have stopped. Crimea River, right. I hope Paris doesn't get that channel back. If so, I'm going to be the hell out of YouTube. Child. I would have pulled up a long time ago. You mess with my children, baby. You're okay. I'd have been like, girl, I got some flight credits. Where you at? Because we ain't finna keep doing this. It says Ashley's weird too for playing her part. She is just as obsessed as the rest of them. Exactly. It says I did agree with everything Keisha did, but I would go so in depth because I respect her privacy. Just do commentary on what you see and keep it going. But this story is so much. I just exactly just do just like they do with the mommy channels. Do the commentary on what the people put out and move on. Like that's it. Like that's it. All that other stuff, like you're going too far. This is Keisha's real life, and they're using this for entertainment, kicks and giggles. Right. Yeah. It says Jamaicans have a saying, "What is a joke to you is death to somebody else." It says, now you are misinformed. They have been attacking Chrissy just as bad as Keisha. Someone was photographing her home, her children. Oh yeah, I did a video about Chrissy too, though. Yeah, they do go hard on Chrissy. Now I do. They do take it too far with Chrissy as well. And I mean, let me just rephrase. They take it too far with the mommy channels in general. So I'm not saying that the mommy channels haven't experienced this as well, because yes, I did do a video about that. They definitely do take too far with the mommy channels too. But I will say that for the most part, certain people know how. I feel like this Keisha situation is very it's an extreme case. And I people have definitely, Chrissy is just as bad. They with her and her fiance and then want to know what happened so bad. They have been over there digging too. So the mommies, they do get it as well. They do get the short end of the stick also. But I feel like there are certain channels that do commentary on the mommy channel, and they just do the commentary, they give their opinion, they keep it light, and they move on. But yeah, there are also those channels that just take it too far with them too. So yeah. I still have yet to hear what Keisha did so wrong to actually deserve this. Exactly. She didn't do nothing wrong. She got into it. Somebody who was sleeping with her man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, they go too far. Yeah. Keisha is like, my God. Paris and Toya have never purchased a home, but they are all in Keisha's house and renovations, telling her she bought a trap house. Why? How? Child. Why would you want to do that to a young black woman that you don't know? Exactly. Like that's where it got me. It's like there is no reason why I would just go so hard on someone I don't know. We all on here in this girl business, right? We're all on here giving our opinion on her business. Why are you upset? Like, why are you not just doing commentary like the rest of us and moving on? Why are you over here acting like you're entitled to something? You're not entitled to shit. You're a stranger, man. You are a stranger. She don't owe you nothing. You don't know Ashley. You don't know Keisha. You did not have a dog in this fight. So for you to be over there, oh my God, she said this about Ashley. Let's get her. Let's get her. Like, no, girl, what? But then it's kind of like these, like it's like you all, the people who rock with Paris and the people on Paris's platform, like everybody act like everybody is so aggressive and so hostile and so like, oh my God, you all are so no nonsense over there, but yet you're so sensitive to every little thing. You mean to tell me you ain't never heard about two baby mamas getting into it about their baby daddy? You mean to tell me you ain't never heard nobody talk about their baby daddy or the baby mama? Y'all are that sensitive and that triggered that you all thought this girl don't deserve to be she don't deserve to have income. Like, man, it says hell, I got docs and I don't even know. I don't even have a channel just for comments. Child, they looked up my school. Honey, these people are crazy. I got docs and impersonated for no good reason as well. I even got out on a community post and mock. Yeah, I mean they are vicious. They are vicious, very vicious. They act like Ashley is a fragile child who shouldn't be talked about, but they hold absolutely nothing back when it comes to Keisha. Right. Like Ashley is grown. She's grown. Keisha's grown. If we can talk about Keisha, they can talk about her. If this was a public situation, Keisha has been done the worst. I definitely agree with you on that. Right. Like with the mommy channel, it's like every now and then people take it too far. Like, with the Chrissy thing, yeah. But it's like, but with the mommy channels, they'll kind of let up on them a little bit. Like the mommy channels get a break. Like they'll have a couple of months where there ain't nothing really going on and everybody just kind of like taking it easy on them. And then, somebody might crank it up on them and, harass them a little bit. And then they'll just go back to doing the regular commentary. But it's like with Keisha, it's like she never gets a break. It's like day after day after day is something else. It's like, why are you all so mad? It says parents had a fantasy to fit in with a group of natural born females. She just wanted to be in the Mean Girls Club, and she went too far with the exception. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think that's what it is. I feel like society has people brainwashed. That's why people think Kanye West crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Kanye West got a few screws loose, right? But overall, if you really listen to what he's saying, he be speaking some real shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just not the average person. Has he done everything right? No. Has he done some questionable things? Absolutely. Has he been a little bit of hypocritical? Absolutely, he's been hypocritical. But I mean, but when it comes down to the core, he drops some real knowledge. I feel like he is a genius. But because society has labeled him as crazy because he's doing things differently than everyone else, it's like that's the narrative that everyone wants to run with. Something is wrong with Kanye. Something is, what I'm saying? It's kind of like people. That's why if I see majority of people going one way, I look into what's on the other side, because the majority of people on social media, they don't have a moral compass. They don't think about things logically. They don't put themselves into other people's shoes. And people have this fantasy world of how life is supposed to go that it's not realistic. They say all those harmful things to us. We're not inmates. Most of mob squads are professionals with careers, really established business and degrees. Yeah. Because just because someone does not agree with your perspective doesn't mean they're a low life. They just don't agree with your perspective. Like, I would never say that everyone who supports Paris is a bomb, because that's not true. I'm pretty sure there are some professional women who support her. But at the end of the day, we just don't agree. And that's okay. Why can't we just learn to agree to disagree? Yeah, it never stops. Keisha be like, why you being weird to me? Okay, why you being weird to me? Paris doesn't have a high school diploma, but this credits D, and she is a serial business owner with a college degree from a well-known university. Right. Literally everything she does, they turn into something negative. Like, how the F y'all make this girl buying a home negative? Just a bunch of haters. Right. Like, how the hell have you all never heard about somebody doing renovations? They act like Keisha was the first person in the history of all home buyers to buy a fixer-upper. People do that all the time. Like, come on. It says that's their go-to. They have to degrade others to feel better. Right. Exactly. See, I have never been to jail. They're calling us inmates, and their own family have had a problem with law. Right. Like, everybody knows somebody who done been to jail. Ain't nothing, I mean, life happens. Just because someone went to jail before does not mean they're a bad person. Like, you know? And stop speaking that over people, because you never know where life will take you. Paris, yeah. Yeah, that's what it was giving. It was giving very much. Ashley and Hazel came on the scene giving very much Mean Girl vibes, and Paris wanted to be one of those. I mean, that's what it came. She wanted to be the Mean Girl, popping her shit, and she had a larger platform, so she wanted to kind of get that. It gave very much. I thirstily want to link up with you all to help on my Mean Girl campaign. That's definitely what it gave. Yeah, she didn't care if it hurt Keisha. It says if they act like Ashley can't be talked about, she's a public figure now, honey. Right. It is honestly the house was in perfect condition to move into. She just chose to renovate. Exactly. Like, they acting like she went and bought a house with a caved in roof and molded. Like, no, she just bought a house that she wanted to make renovations to. What is the problem? Are you all paying for it? Keisha did say they wasn't sure if they want to fix up her new one. Right. And I mean, and even if people want to give criticism on that, okay, give your criticism. A lot of people have bought homes and they have some knowledge they may want to share with her. And that's totally fine. But like I said, it's a way to do everything. It says, if I was a former inmate, so what? They use that to try to degrade D and make people look down on her, right? Like, at the end of the day, some of the wisest people have been in prison before. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not about a social status. And I think that's what people get so hung up on. They get so hung up on this social profile. And because you don't meet the picture perfect, and that's why they don't like Keisha, because Keisha doesn't fit the mold of what she's supposed to fit, because she's someone who has over, half a million followers on social media. they they feel like she should fit into this picture perfect bougie, I never make any mistakes category. She just doesn't fit into that. She's a regular around the way girl. And people just don't like that. And I feel like people need to stop doing that. Stop trying to put people in these social boxes. Like, stop doing that. That's why I hate hearing anybody say it's a fix upper and they don't know what they're talking about at all, Toya. She wanted to do renovations to make her house her tourist center. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that at all. It's like, at the end of the day, people need to understand, like, there's only so much of somebody else's business that you can take personal. Like, it's okay to make your observations. It's okay to talk about it. But when you start getting personally invested to the point where you're 38 hot, red in the face, really upset because this person breathed. Like, Keisha can come on here and say, "Hey guys," and here is people who don't like Keisha. Oh my God, she's just so. Oh my God, I can't stand her. Oh my God, let's contact her sponsors. Like, it's just like, y'all need help because y'all don't know this girl. Yes, I hate when they call it that, because that house is definitely not what's classified as a fix up, right? Like, 'cause that was a nice home, and it's like, people can do what they want to do. Like, we do not have to lay down with Keisha. We don't have to live with Keisha. So, like I said, it's okay to talk about it, but how invested are people gonna be? It's not that serious, um, you know, you know. But hey, who Kim? Hey, thank you for joining tonight, girl. But yeah, so the YouTube streets are in a frenzy about this whole channel termination thing. And it's kind of like, at the end of the day, all this outrage that you all have now, and all this, these words of wisdom, and, all this, like, you all should have been doing this in the beginning. You all should have been anti name calling in the beginning. You all should have been anti harassing in the beginning. You all love to talk about what D has done, what Keisha's done, what D has done, what Keisha's done. But where was all this advice in the beginning? Why weren't you all against name calling when Hazel and Paris were calling name? Why weren't you against name calling when everybody else was calling Keisha everything but a child of God and her mama? Why weren't you all speaking out and trying to make it make some sense then, instead of waiting till the end of the situation? As I watched fixer upper shows, and it can't be lived in until renovated. Right. Hmm. Let's see. All right. It says, what do people with 500,000 subs act like? Hell, some of them with 1 million subs are ghetto as hell. Why does she have to fit into a damn mold to suit the idea of who she? Right. It's kind of like, because she ain't on here trying to give what a lot of other people try to give with her amount of followers. They just automatically try to write her off. Like, everybody don't want to be fake bougie. Everybody don't, and this is no shade to anybody who has a larger platform, but I like people who are raw and real. I like people who give us the ups, the downs, the ins and outs. That's what I like to indulge in. I don't, and like I said, I love all the beautiful ladies who have grown and have popularity on YouTube. But some of the most relatable people are the ones who show us their ups, who show us their downs, who give us, real raw content. They may come on here when they looking like a beauty queen, and when they may come on here with a hair wrap on. Like, that's relatable. It says, unless I act like that house wasn't damn near 500,000, and a half of these haters that's talking so much shit can't even afford that. Right. It's like, I understand, people, in their perspective, and, wanting to, give advice, or they're like, oh, we thought she was gonna have a forever home, or whatever the situation, whatever they feel. But it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you cannot knock her though. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing the renovation, she's doing what she needs to do. Like, it'll be different if she just bought a rundown shack and she's over there struggling. Like, she's literally having fun with this. So I'm just so confused as to why people are so upset about it. Like, it's okay to talk about it and give your observations, but to just be damn right clowning her, like, for what? There was an influencer who bought a brand new house and still did renovations. So what's the point? Exactly. DDG did that. DDG, well, his house wasn't brand new, but he bought a house that was livable and he made his own personal renovations. Like, people do that all the time. And his house was like millions of dollars, I think. I've watched YouTube. I've been watching the YouTube trash to try to fill in Paris's place. Y'all not gonna be able to do that. Child, the people are mad about that, honey. It says Jay made a video. Paris really scared me. I'd be scared for Keisha sometimes. Yeah, but Keisha's covered in the blood of Jesus, honey. It's kind of like, people like Paris. It's kind of like, I just feel like, what are you going through in your life that you have to literally dedicate your entire leisure time to try to tear someone else's down? Like, celebrities buy $1 million homes and renovate. This talking point is now debunked trolls. Right. Right. Keisha's not flashy, and she has said over and over her goal is create generational wealth for her children. Right. Queen T said a mouthful. I know one that comes to mind that lives low income and always got something to say. Child, you got a damn 3 bedroom. Child, get you a damn 3 bedroom and shut up. They couldn't even get a tiny house but want to cut, crease, slant, paint up. Exactly. It's kind of like you gotta sleep around your own front door, baby. I'm sorry. It's like, do talk about what you want to talk about on your platform, but I'm not finna sit up here and be critical of Keisha. And I'm still trying to get my life together to get where I need to be. Like, and to get me a house. Like, ain't nobody finna sit up here and nitpick. Like, when my friends and people around me purchasing their homes, way to go. Good for you. It's kind of like everyone does things in their own timing. Everyone has their own style. Me and all my friends, all of us are right now trying to get us a house. All of us have different ideas of what we like, different things. One of my friends, she wants to buy like a cheaper house and then renovate. One of my friends, she just wants to buy something that's pretty standard, has a little age on it so she can get a good price. Me, I want something that's new construction. Like, everyone has their own taste and style. And so I just in real life, I would never sit back and criticize somebody for what they decided to purchase. That is their money. And if they have the means to renovate the way they want to, what are we talking about here? Like, this is not a conversation that we would have in real life. Like, Keisha have leveled up in a year. What have any of them accomplished during the past year? Nothing but evil. They're still stuck. Right. And it's like God will show you. Like, it's kind of like, I just feel like instead of attacking channels like myself and other channels that kind of speak out in support of Keisha, like, just try to listen to what we're saying, because we're just dropping, just trying to drop some knowledge. Like, you're never going to win when you're playing dirty. Nene Leaks told y'all. You're never going to win that way. You may have your season. You may have your season where you feel like you're winning. You may have your season where you feel like you're getting away with being mean and you feel like you're making somebody feel good. And yes, it's making, ooh, I made her cry. Ooh, she's sliding down the wall. Like, you may think that is the motivation behind you continuing to do what you're doing. But I'm telling you, God gonna bring you to your knees every time. He gonna close that door every time, because that's not righteous. That's not righteous. And I'm not perfect. I do wrong. I sin just like the next person. But at the end of the day, you gotta have a good heart. You gotta have empathy. You gotta have compassion for people. You don't have to kiss people ass. You don't have to be on here acting like you're a Keisha Kaylee fan if you're not. You can give your commentary, you can give your constructive criticism, but just do it in good taste and in good faith. Right. She didn't mind her MF and tax bracket. That's why the realtor hung up the phone. Child. If your situation isn't up to par, keep your mouth closed and step your game up. Right. Because, like, I salute anybody out here trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I watch Toya's channel and I see her juggling her children and going in and still have all her kids looking nice and still, going to work and all that, I'm like, okay. But it's like, it's so disheartening to hear her then turn around and like try to bash Keisha and shade Keisha. But it's like, girl, but you were once echoing the same thing that we were saying. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, don't be no hater. Everybody is just out here doing the best they can. It's kind of like, you are no better than she is. So what room do you have to be so critical? You can do your commentary, okay, cool, but you trying to literally like you're. I feel like with Toya, like I said, I really did like her channel. Like I was like when she, when it went left and she started back, bashing Keisha, I was like, dang, like I hated that because I'm like, she was really making some really good points in the beginning, but it's kind of like don't try to ride the wave because at the end of the day, you can't rightfully sit up here and bash this girl and say her life is trash and say that her man is trash and all this and the third, but you are looking like you're a single mother over there with children. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have multiple children and we see you by yourself daily. So at the end of the day, it seems like you still have some things to figure out as well, just like we all do. So what room do you have to be calling somebody else's life trash? Is what Paris was doing was not commentary, and everyone knows that. They act like they don't, but Paris must be a very unhappy person at but she's like, you gotta be. It's like at the end of the day, I know this is just social media, but it does not feel good arguing with somebody every day. It does not feel good bashing somebody every day. Like I don't know what person want to wake up and cuss somebody out every day. That is toxic as hell. Like at the end of the day, you should want some type of peace in your life. Like you should not want to get on the internet going to war with people every day. That doesn't feel good. Let's see here. Let's see. It says, I'm young as hell and already trying to save for a home. I don't care what these people say. Keisha's a huge inspiration in my life. Yeah, like she's doing it. Like at the end of the day, she's a human. She's made her mistakes. Just because we wouldn't do everything the way she do it, it doesn't matter. Like everyone, if you out here just getting it, grinding, you ain't out here begging, borrowing or stealing, you're good in my book. I don't have nothing. I don't have no criticism for you because at the end of the day, it could be much worse. But what happened next? Vlogging creates an illusion of familiarity between the vlogger and the viewer. The viewer feels like they know the vlogger. There's actually a name for this. It's called a parasocial relationship. Okay, that's it. Look, fun fact. Thank you for dropping that. But what happened next? Most of them are not qualified to have an opinion on someone when you haven't accomplished what you're doing commentary on. It says Paris didn't even like her own skin color, so she used that against Keisha. It's Toya jealous and miserable. Toya struggling flat out up and down. Yeah, it's like, and it's like, Toya, we've heard you speak about being overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, pregnant, all of that. Like, so you should know better than anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is not picture perfect. Like, you don't just wake up every day with it all figured out. Like, everybody have their own struggles. So how are you judging somebody else's struggles? But you obviously have yours as well. It says Toya's on the struggle bus. It says, how are you going to say Jeremy? How are you going to say Jeremy like yellow bones to hurt Keisha? Made exactly like. How are you on here talking about yellow bones? What do you want? But you're not yellow bone. So why the hell are you where I'm from? We call that D riding. We call we call that D ride. Like you really on this girl. Like you need to get up. I'm because it's kind of like you're hyping up her for being light skinned. Like, who gives a damn at the end of the day? Like, if you know anything about these men, baby, they don't care what color you is. They don't care what color you is. The same person made that song talking about Yellowbone is what he want. Got embarrassed on live. Yellowbone is what he want, and he went live on you and embarrassed the hell out of you. But guess what? Chocolate baby mama over there, he ain't do that to her. So it's kind of like every dog gonna have their day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the wrong song to be using because you see what happened to Yellowbone. Yellowbone got embarrassed. If you ask me, the only thing Keisha did wrong was be too nice. Exactly. The only thing, this is what I feel. This is where I feel like Keisha went wrong. I feel like Keisha was being too nice and she was being too brand conscious. And I feel like it caused her to not be totally transparent or to not act. not to be authentically true to her real feelings. I feel like she should have showed the hell out behind the scenes and really let all her real raw emotions out instead of trying to be worried about what people think. That's where I feel like she went wrong. That is the only play. I feel like she was too concerned about what the audience would think. I think that she should have let her real raw emotions lead her to do whatever the hell she wanted to do, because at the end of the day, she was the one who was wrong. She was the one who was done wrong. She was the one who was lied to. She was the one who was played with. And I feel like she went wrong because she tried to, play the social media game and try to dress it up. But baby, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. You don't owe anybody anything. Toya is delusional when she admitted to calling Paris Paul and then said, "But I was just talking shit." Like what, girl? What's the difference? She really tried to justify exactly. And that's another thing. It's kind of like when basically, how are you under Paris's community post, and you're like, "I stand by you 100%." It's disgusting that they call you that, but then you were like, "Well, y'all, I don't care. She was talking junk about me, so I was talking junk about her." Okay, so that's what they was doing. That's what Keisha was doing. So what's the difference? So why are you on here saying that you support her with her, speaking out about people calling her a man, but when you did it, it was okay. And then another thing is Paris was still kicking even after D dropped the receipt of Toya saying that. Guess what? Guess who was front and center in Toya's live when she was talking about Keisha and the false copyright strike or whatever she was saying? Guess who was front and center? Yeah, girl. Well, baby, I thought you stood against people who misgendered people. You can't exclude Toya from that. So, are you really mad that you got misgendered, or are you mad that Keisha misgendered you? And don't try to use that to your advantage in an argument. Is either you stand by people not misgendering people or you don't. You can't give one person a pass for misgendering you, but nobody else. It don't work like that. It says Queen T, exactly. That's why God blessing Keisha to turn the lemon to lemonade. Their weapons are turning into certain good. Exactly, like y'all, and people swear that the us over here, we're just delusional and we're clowns and we're just no, baby. We have we're real, and at the end of the day, you know, the majority of the people, and I hate to keep getting biblical, right? Because I be on here cussing and all that, but majority of the people in the Bible turned on Jesus, right? And look how that turned out. At the end of the day, the majority gonna always flock with the wrong. When I see everybody going left, I go right, because it's just simple. Like, you cannot jump on somebody bandwagon and harass them and attack them for something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, and then expect grace and mercy. Like, really, what it all boils down to is people just like being mean. People just want to get their rocks off and want to get their daily dose of bullying in. So they like platforms like the one that Paris had, because they know they can go over there and cut the food and get out all their mean, nasty frustrations about one person. And it's kind of like, but if you need social media to be your outlet for being hateful, you need Jesus. You need Jesus. Who Kim says you can't sling mud and get mad when water is sprinkled back to wash it off. Okay, right. Keisha's not perfect, and I'm not either, but she did not deserve it. Exactly. Like, none of us are perfect at the end of the day. It says you call me disgusting names, and I call your man. Get right. Like, period. I don't know. I can't. Like I said, I've never tried to misgender Paris, but I mean, if you say something about my child, I don't know what I'll say. I'll probably be ready to fight. So it's kind of like, you cannot sit up here and try to, gaslight people, and then when they clap back, you want to start screaming victim. Like, no. It says they hold Keisha to standards that they themselves cannot meet. Exactly, because the very people who say, "Oh, Keisha should get over it. She's being a brat. Oh my God, she's a public figure. Why don't she just get over it?" are the same people that the minute somebody give them some criticism, here they go making a video. So you are no different than Keesha. Yes, it's always red flags me when it's a bunch of people on one team. Yeah, when I see everybody doing something and following something, I automatically get turned off because I'm like, wait a minute, because majority of people just don't think about things like, you know what I'm saying. That's why a lot of people are oddballs. Like I said, you know, Kanye West, he's a good example. Like a lot of people ostracize him, and you know, I mean, he had his hand in it. He had his hand in the reason why he's kind of like a loner in the industry or whatever. Because he's not perfect, but I feel like it's like majority of people are so caught up in this superficial way of thinking that it's only a few people who really get it. Like where I'm from, we say real is rare. Real is rare. Like it's rare to see people who are really authentically real and genuine. Like majority of people are just some bullshit. I'm just gonna be honest. Toya is always contradicting herself. She flip flops so much to the point she don't know what she's talking about or forget what she's talking about. Yeah. It says, let's see. You say something about me gloves out here, right? Like, you know, I could not imagine somebody being on here accusing me of neglecting my child and saying that, you know, I'm the reason my child had to wear a helmet. And man, I'd be ready to, girl, where you at? Like, I don't even want to keep talking. If Miss Jenner was off the table, since that seems to be their main issue, what would they say about Paris's channel being gone? Because again, Paris will still warn my YouTube. Right. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like how okay, and then for me it was like trying to make it seem like being demonetized. And it trying to make it seem like being demonetized was no big deal. Like Paris was just saying, well, you guys, if what I was doing was so bad, YouTube would have taken the whole channel. They wouldn't have just demonetized it. They would have taken the whole channel and then boom the next day. Or hey, I think it was the same day. Boom, the channel gone. It's like you got to be careful what you put out here into the atmosphere. Stop trying to manipulate your audience. Just say, look, you guys, I took it too far. I did a lot. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna do things differently. And if you still want to keep talking about Keisha, okay, cool, but you're gonna have to switch it up. I feel like even with Tasha K and Cardi B, I feel like the reason why Tasha K is able to keep her channel is because she has other content. You know what I'm saying? She has other things sprinkled in. Even though she flat out lied on Cardi B and she was, you know, she was dead ass wrong, she still does other content. Her channel is not solely about Cardi B. So, you know, it may be hard for them to try to take her whole channel down. She may have to remove those videos. I don't know if she has or not. But, you know, if she would have came back still interviewing people, still telling lies on Cardi B, her channel would have been gone too. It's kind of like you gotta know how to you know how you have to know how to be a true content creator. Like you can't just call yourself a content creator, but then get on here talking about the same person every day and talking about your personal disdain for them. Like that's gonna get old at some point. It says, I stand with Keisha, stop the bullying, right? Because that's definitely what it is. Paris lied and spread a false narrative about Keisha striking smaller channels will stop me. Like, exactly. Like, you think you finna dog me and use my content? No, ma'am. You're not. Keisha didn't start calling Paris gender out in November. Paris has been exactly like people act like Keisha from the very beginning just went in on Paris calling her a man. It was damn near 2 years later before Keisha even clapped back. So why weren't you all saying, look, Paris, chill out. Look, we going too far. Stop cursing this girl every video. Like everybody wants to get this moral compass and this sensitive compass now, but where was it back then when Keisha wasn't saying anything? Even friend critiquing Keisha's hair and her braids wearing so long they walked away. The lady does zero self care but judges Keisha every day. Yeah, like, but she's really not. Do they see all the reactors that react against Keisha? Like, really? If they continue supporting Torga, they for sure don't care about the misgendering. Right, because she did it and she was like, so she was talking about me, she was dragging me, she was calling me Toyota, so I called her Paul. And I feel like that, that was, Toya's right to do so. But don't try to act like Keisha doesn't have the right to do so either. If you can't tell people how to argue with each other. Let's see, it says, child. There's a lot of people I would have put hands on this situation. Okay. Yeah, it was like mama. As soon as she was like, "You guys, if I was doing something so bad, then YouTube would take. They would have taken the whole channel. They would not have just demonetized it." God was like, "Oh, okay. Let me show you because I done told you to stop." you know, and that's why I said, sorry for all this noise, y'all. I'm trying to eat some Mike and Ike's. But that's why I said this is like people have to understand, like, this is deeper than just social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is deeper than just, a platform. It's about just, having a moral compass when you do anything and doing things with integrity and doing things in the right way. It's like you can't start with someone and antagonize someone for over a year and then think that you're going to get respect. It just doesn't work that way. And it's like people want to nitpick the way in which Keesha is clapping back, but she would not have had to clap back if she wasn't being bothered. Keesha didn't just wake up one day and start attacking Paris. Keesha got fed up. You know what I'm saying? Like Keesha woke up one day and was tired of people talking about her for over a year for nothing. It's like this girl literally sat back and you all picked at her. Ooh, Keesha, you ain't got no friends. Where are your people, Keesha? I mean, what happened? Y'all remember that? Or did everybody forget that? Did everybody forget the infamous line? I mean, Keesha, where your people? Where your people? And then as soon as people come out and defend Keesha and try to support Keesha, y'all criticize them and bash them and provoke them and gaslight them, and then now they got to go in on your ass. So it's kind of like, it's always been a one-sided situation. That's why it's always been hard for me to see Parrish's side, because there is no side. Because at the end of the day, you should have left well enough be alone. You should have done what everybody else do. You should have done your commentary in a respectful way and continued to keep it moving. And even when you did tone it down, it still was the manipulation. It still was trying to convince people this girl has done something that she just didn't do. Like all because the narrative can't spin your way. Mm. Let's see. He is a cult leader with a gang-like behavior. It says Keisha really is the cloud. She's feeding so many reactors. Right. I mean, she is the cloud. Hey, Jay Fox. But yeah, it's kind of like, we can say everyone can talk about her and oh, she's so boring and oh, she's so this and oh, her, but it's like at the end of the day, she is giving us content to react to. And, I'm not saying that nobody has to roll out a red carpet for her, but stop trying to discredit, the fact that she is, something to talk about. Because if she was just so much of a nobody, if she was just somebody who nobody cared about, if she was just this terrible trash person, like you all love to call her trash. Keisha's trash, she's trash, but yeah, you all tune into every single thing that she does and you are front and center and you all don't miss a beat. So clearly she's an interesting person that you all enjoy watching. Keisha really is the cloud. She's feeding so many of these reactors. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, girl. But yeah, it's like, I just feel like, you know, I'm not trying to be the commentary police around here, right? I'm not trying to look down on anybody for what they choose to do, because everyone has their own style of commentary. Everyone's not going to be politically correct. Everyone is not going to say things that I want to hear. So it's not about everyone supporting Keisha. You don't have to support Keisha. But I feel like when we see things going to a very toxic, disrespectful level, I feel like everyone should just have the moral compass to not indulge in that. Like at the end of the day, it's and let me rephrase that. When you see it going to a toxic level for no reason, like if somebody's defending themselves and they cussing somebody out, that's one thing. But if I just wake up one day and I turn on YouTube and I see somebody screaming into a camera degrading someone they don't know, it's like, come on, sis, you're doing a lot right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and no one said anything in the beginning when this was like, it was just so cringy to watch. Everyone sat back and thought it was hilarious. Like when they were talking about Keisha mom, that was cringy. Like calling her mom and her children delayed and people laughing, like that was nothing funny about that, but everyone thought it was so hilarious. And no one cared to speak out or say anything, but now everyone wants to be so righteous and everyone wants to be so concerned. Like it don't work like that. It says no, but like you said, right is right and wrong is wrong. Right. Parents should sell used cars. If everyone fell out with Keisha, they would still drag her and say, "We knew you, we this, or we knew you was that." But yeah, it's like I just feel like it went too far. And I feel like people just need to admit that. Like people keep trying to dance around it like, yeah, I mean, she did Paris did do a lot, but oh ain't no but. Ain't no but. The same accountability you all want Keisha to have, the same, things that you all want Keisha to own. Paris needs to own the fact that she did a lot and it's time to change it up. You cannot keep doing the same thing. Like you came back with the same old two step. And I mean, even if you're able to fight it and even if you're able to come back from it, that should have been a sign from God to like, look, girl, chill out. Like, chill out. You're doing a lot. Change it up. If Keisha's trash, these reactors are gutter rats in a feeding frenzy. They act like wild dogs in a hunt. Yeah. Exactly. Now they don't have to like or support her. It's thousands of other channels to watch. Keisha's not for everyone. It's okay to do it right. And his parents talked about her mother and having her to get mad when her mother was dragged into it. Right. It's kind of like you on here like going in, and then as soon as I do something to you, what does that have to do with anything? That's about you on here calling somebody you dumb A B. I'm trying not to cuss, but you stupid A ho, you this, you that, blah 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 blah. I don't give a f about your kids. Like y'all literally was having a field day. Then somebody come back and say Paris a man. Oh my God, how dare you all? Nope. Like, come on, y'all. Like, stop being hypocritical. Stop. If you don't want to hear the name calling, then you shouldn't have been with it in the beginning. Their favorite line is, "But Keisha throws rocks and hide her hands." Right? It's like, what rock? What is she hiding? She isn't hiding anything. Like they love to be like, she's throwing rocks and hiding her hands. What is she doing? Like she's now she used, like I said in the beginning, I feel like she was trying to get others to speak out for her, trying to be conscious of her brand. So in the beginning, you probably could have said she was doing that, but now she has fully came out. She's laid it all out on the table. She's went live. I mean, what are you all? What is she's not hiding anything anymore? Everything is out on the table. It says parents forgot that every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction, right? Like you're going to get what you give. Like you're not going to get to talk about Keisha every day, degrade her, try to sabotage her businesses by telling us that they're scams. Talk about her parenting, try to accuse her of neglecting her children. You're not going to do all that and then have a blossoming, blooming channel. Like it's not going to happen. And mark my words, here today on March the 9th at 10 o'clock p.m. You do not win playing dirty. You are never going to prosper viciously degrading someone. It's okay to have commentary. It's okay to speak about things that people put out. But when you get to the point that you have a personal vendetta against someone to the point where you are literally willing to go on multiple platforms for free and just trash their name, I'm not making no Patreon to talk about Paris. I'm not making listen, if we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna move on until something new happens. Ain't no like you're obsessed. You are obsessed. If the platforms that you're on continue to reprimand you for speaking in a certain way about a person, then switch it up. Just give it up. Like give it up. It says, and she doesn't owe anyone more than she's willing to give. What if it's wrong people? Exactly. Like everyone wants Keisha to give Paris the utmost respect, but what respect has Paris given Keisha? I have never heard Paris come out of her mouth, and like I said, I don't watch every video because I just can't sit through that. But I've never heard her come and be gracious or say anything positive about Keisha. So why would Keisha in return respect her? Why would Keisha care about her channel? Why would Keisha have mercy on any platform that she's on dragging her? It's like you all want Keisha to bow down and kiss Paris's feet, and you all want to give Paris credit for doing absolutely nothing but just letting us know that she don't like Keisha every single day. Um, It's kind of like, but you all want y'all, but then you don't, you want Keesha to like uphold some type of like great. It's like you all thought like Keesha should be grateful. Like, no, no, ma'am. Like, we can do without that. We can definitely do without that. What is it? It's just gonna be one more person that's not talking about Keesha. Like, it says, well, she's not hiding her hand now, baby. She's rolling boulders down here straight at their asses. She is sick and tired of all the beat. Exactly. Like, maybe in the beginning, before Keesha was speaking out and defending herself, maybe they can say that. But baby, now it's all out in the open what's really going on. And you cannot blame her. It's like you all don't want her to take any action against Paris, but yet you all are tuned in to Paris telling people that, yeah, Keisha's marketing class is a scam. Yeah, I'm gonna do a review, even though I'm not a verified customer. I do not have the product in my hand. I have not bought anything from this girl's wig line or her hairline, but I'm gonna tell you all why I feel like it's trash. And anybody who wear wigs and weave know, how you gonna tell me something trash that you don't have on hand? Because on camera, things can look different. It could be the person who's installing it. It could be the person who's, dying it, whatever. Like, how are you going to tell me that something is trash that you have not worn, ma'am? But y'all will say that's okay. But then let Keesha say something, and it's like, she's lying. You can't believe her. She can't prove this, so that Paris said this. Well, then why are we listening to Paris tell us that Keisha's marketing class is a scam? Why are we letting Paris continue to tell us that Jeremy is a bomb? Has Paris, does she have access to the financial records? It's like people will literally echo everything that Paris says as if it's the Bible, but then want Keesha to type up a manuscript with a notarized symbol, for what she's saying. Like, it don't work like that. Talking about some show us the receipts, Keesha. Girl, no, Keisha's taking this a route they're not intelligent enough to take. Their legal right. Right. It's kind of like show you exactly, like they love saying show us the receipts. Well, Hazel said that Jeremy told Ashley that Keesha had somebody order or whatever. Was there a receipt provided for that? No, it wasn't. It was no receipt provided for that. You all love to scream that Keesha was banned from her mother-in-law's house. Where's the receipt? You all love to say that Keisha's hair company is trash. Where's the receipt? You all love to say that Jeremy is broke. Where's the receipt? You said she starved her kids. Where is the receipt? So all of you, what you're doing is giving your perception based on what you observed. But when Keesha gives her perception based on what she observes, it's a problem. They want to manipulate her and get her to bow down and act the way they want her to act. Delusional, right? Like they want to control the narrative in her life, and it's sick. They literally search Keisha's name just to write things about her on every platform. They have an entire Twitter thread about this girl. They have TikTok videos about this girl. Like, when will it stop? Exactly. Like, crazy. Paris never showed Keesha not 1 ounce of grace or humility. You can never demand respect if you don't give respect. Get F out of here. Exactly. It says Jeremy said he didn't say that. Exactly. Like, why would Jeremy be telling somebody that? Why would how would that even come up? Why would Jeremy just say, hey, my girl, she got that little issue going? Why would that don't even sound, that doesn't even sound believable. But everyone just ate that up. Oh, Key Funky, Key Fungus, y'all scream that to the top of y'all lungs. Y'all never been in the room with this girl, never been around her to even tell us anything. Like, so it's like so many people can give their perceptions based on their observations. But when Keesha say, okay, well, here's my perception. My perception is that me and my children are being attacked and bullied. Everyone's, no, wait a minute, Keesha, you can't prove that. You cannot prove that. But neither can Paris. Paris can't prove a lot of the things that she's saying about Keesha. But you all are listening to that with no receipts. It says Paris committed the crime, so now she's doing the time. Who is the inmate now, Paris? You've been charged, convicted, and sentenced to a life without YouTube. It says he's in YouTube prison. Why would Jeremy disclose to the world what he does when he sees firsthand what happened? Right, like, and that was just a jab that they wanted to throw in there to embarrass Keesha. And it's like people ate that up, though. They loved it. But then when Keesha called, when they thought that Keesha was calling Ashley a one night stand, which she never did, oh no, you cannot talk about this woman in this way. You cannot degrade her. She's a mother. But when they cracking on Keesha wigs, when they talking about her skin, it's all fun and games. It's Kiki after Kiki after Kiki. Like, you know, I can't make this up, y'all. I cannot make it up. It's a selective outrage for me. Y'all, we've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. But in summary, my thoughts on everything is, you know, we have to just be mindful of how we treat people. Point blank, period. There are certain public figures out here who have things going on in their life that are, newsworthy, and that's understandable. But anything that you do, you should do it with grace, and you should do it in a tasteful way. And there is a tasteful way to criticize somebody. There is a tasteful way to give commentary. You do not have to go for the juggler every time. It's not that serious. Exactly. They zoomed in on her medicine and started a rumor about it. Right. But then let someone would have done that to Ashley. It would have, all hell would have been broken loose. All hell would have broke loose. That girl Ashley for damn sure wasn't the main chick, so I didn't care what if they want her to be caught. Exactly. But it's like you all would be so outraged and so ready to go to war, all because someone was being called a side chick. But yet when Keesha is ready to, clap back because someone has talked about her mom and someone has called her out her name repeatedly over and over again, you all want her to shut up and take it. Like, no. Paris has never proved shit. She never had to. They took her for her sorry ass words and believe every damn lie that came out of her lying ass mouth. Right. Like, literally, Paris can come on here and tell us that Keesha has $0 in the bank. And guess what? They're going to believe it. And they're going to believe it. It's like, it's crazy to me. It's like, and I feel, and every time you speak about it, and every time you try to bring light to the situation, is people challenging you. And well, technically Nigeria, technically, you can't say that you support Keesha because, and technically, it's like, I'm not getting into the technicalities. All I'm saying is stop starting shit with people that won't be no shit. That's it. That's it. As soon as I say Ashley had, let me go to jail, child. That's how it is. Like, it's like anytime that you say anything about their favorite, it's like, no, stop the press. But we can dog Keesha for 2 years and it's okay. Like, they'd be like, but Paris, yeah, like literally, and it's crazy to me because it's like a cult like behavior, and everyone think that it's normal. Like, no, that is not normal. It is not normal for a commentary platform to be so hate filled that a person can't even come to the platform with a reasonable opinion or perspective without being attacked and call out their name. No, it is not normal that a commentary platform will literally go dig up the information of anyone who publicly speaks out in defense of one person. That is not normal. That was a little ridiculous and violated HIPAA. They will be jumping up and down and yelling, Keesha, bro. Right. Like, come on now. This group of people will one day be on the next victim, and that's just sad as F. It's not a Keesha thing. It's the group of people who love to spew hate. Right. And it's going to, exactly, if it's not Keesha, it'll be somebody else. And it's like, it's like, I just never seen people so angry at people they don't know. Like, I could never just sit in a comment section and just call people out their name every day, all because they don't agree with what I'm saying. Like, it's just never that serious. Like, if I see somebody saying Paris is a beautiful person, I love Paris, then guess what? That's their opinion. I'm not gonna be like, oh, F her, she's a clown, she's a bitch. Like, and that's literally what goes on Paris's platform. Like, I literally have called in before just trying to give a different perspective, and literally people come up there cussing me, like talking to me like they know me, like we about ready to fight. It's like, calm down. And that's why it's kind of like, you cannot have that type of platform and think it's going to prosper, because you're not going to grow like that. You may grow a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but you're not going to be able to grow and expand because it's all going to be a one-sided, hostile, biased platform. And it's okay to be biased in certain situations, but you cannot be hostile and biased. Like, that doesn't work. Keesha proves them wrong every time. Yeah. If you start shit, don't be mad when I end the shit. Keisha ended the shit. Right. Like, don't, like my grandma always told me, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Like, you don't go barking up the wrong, don't go barking up the tree if you're not ready to fight. That's like going to the club with your home girl, hit somebody upside the head with a bottle and then not be ready to fight. Like, why did you hit them upside the head with a bottle then? Like, why did you throw a drink? That's like throwing a drink on somebody in the club and don't want to fight. Like, if why did you do that then? Like, if you did not want it to go to that level, then why did you start? Yes, because there will be other Parises. Yeah. Rice is his life, and the side chick is dry begging every time she needs something from Target or Amazon. Says Paris has fell face down in the ditch that she dug for Keesha. Yeah, it's like you cannot dig a hole for somebody else. You can't do that. It's not right. Nope, I'd be like, oh, they're not my cup of tea and move on to the next person. It's not hard. If you don't like someone, if you think they're like more. Exactly. Like I said, the love lies in lace fronts lady. Like, I don't think that I don't think me and her have the same viewpoints on things. So I'm not, I don't think I could, sit through a lot of her commentary, but but I would also not bash her. I would also not be like, F that B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wouldn't be that serious to me. Like, it's certain people on this platform, they may not have the same viewpoints I have, but they still have good commentary. And it's some people, the bulk of what they saying, I just can't get with, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can respect everyone from whatever angle they're coming from. Just because um, it says, now you're entitled to your opinion, but I would never get over how Keisha had been treated. Yeah, like, and this is the thing, like, some people I would never be able to rock with. Like, Paris, never, never, ever in life, because that's just a different level of sick, obsessed, and evil and mean. You know what I'm saying? But as far as just like a stranger in the comment section who may be supporting Paris, like, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's to me, it's like, I feel like people take this internet thing to the next level. And you're right, OC. Some people, just the way they've treated Keisha or the things they've said about Keisha, I just would never be able to support. But at the same time, it's some people that they may not always agree with Keisha. They may have given her criticism, but I can still, indulge in some of their commentary. Like I said, TMR is a great example. She's giving Keisha criticism, but she never took it too far. Like, she's never sat up there and called her out her name and talked about her parenting and all this and the third. She simply gave her opinion on the love triangle and moved on. And I can respect stuff like that. But when y'all get it picking at this girl for her appearance and trying to call her a bad mom, and like, I can't indulge in that. I can't do that. It says it was a lot going on International Women's Day. Yes, it was a lot. It was a lot. It is, again, your entire opinion, but Fran ain't. I haven't watched much of her though, but the little bit I have watched, I was like, oh no, I don't know if I can agree with that. I don't know about that one. So yeah, I haven't watched her a lot. I have not. I just watched her when it came to that Strong Mommy Chrissy thing, and then I watched a little bit of what she was saying about Keisha and Paris. But I've heard her name a lot though. So you may be right. You may be right, but I just know I can't watch it because I just can't. Like, I don't want to sit there and make myself mad. So I'm like, let me get on because this ain't my cup of tea. It says Fran was the one who put on Keisha. Oh, I didn't know that. Now, see, y'all. See, that's the thing. I don't know. I didn't know all that. Now, wait a minute. I didn't know she got out like that. Now, I don't think she does crazy commentary to me. Yeah, like when I say that, I probably could never watch or support her channel, but when I say that there are other channels out there that do commentary on Keisha, that I feel like they kind of keep it commentary, like they don't take it too far. But see, I wasn't privy to all. I don't know what all she's done or said about Keisha. So like I said, I can't say too much on it. All I'm saying is there are other people out here that do commentary on Keisha that don't like Keisha, but they still run a normal commentary channel, so it's easy to digest and move on. Most reacted to me is folks just nitpicking. Yeah, a lot of people do nitpick too. That's what I'm saying. When it gets to like, oh, her hair looks like this, her skin looks like this, it's like, okay, I'm out. Because like, what can she do if she has acne? Like, what can anybody do about their skin? I mean, yeah, you can have a skincare routine. You can do a lot of things, but no one can 100% just get rid of acne. Like, I mean, let me rephrase that. Acne is gonna always be a thing. It's hormonal. You know what I'm saying? So some people are just gonna suffer with it. So no one can be looked at as disgusting, or no one should be picked at for that. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people can better control it than others. Some people can, better manage theirs, or but it's hormonal. Like, you know what I'm saying? So why are we judging somebody for their skin? Why are we talking about somebody's hair? So when it comes to things like that, I just won't support. I just won't watch it. I just can't subscribe to it. But I still wouldn't do what Paris them do and just like go on full on attack mode. I just wouldn't do that. Mm. Yeah. Now, I didn't like what she did to Strong Lemon Chrissy. I do feel like she was nitpicking Strong Lemon Chrissy. So I can see that. But yeah, I don't watch enough to even know. It says, I'm a fashion girl, so I can't say I want Kiki about the fashion. Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, some stuff is like, okay, if it's every blue moon, because I'm not gonna act like I haven't seen celebrities wear things or have hairstyles. I'm like, girl, what? But when it's like a constant, like everyday thing, and when it's like a constant talking point, it's kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Paris and not Paris, when Hazel and Ashley, when they went live about Keesha, like that was like their only talking point. Her wig, her skin, her weight, like it just was like, what other talking points are we gonna talk? What are we gonna talk about here? Because this is not really going anywhere. But if it's just like every now and then, it's like, oh, Kiki, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Because people have said things about Paris's wigs and things of that nature. But I feel like if your main talking point is just to nitpick things that people can't help, like I can't get down with that. Yeah. But like I said, I just wish people wouldn't be so hateful. It's kind of like, at the end of the day, this girl is human, and we cannot expect her to do something that we wouldn't do. Just because we're smaller, it says she is a bottom feeder like the rest of them. She critiques Keisha, and she's sitting on YouTube with raggedy nails and stale braids. Very under bougie. Mm. It says, and Hazel, too big her damn self. Mm. Right, Miss like like, if you can't change it, why we talking about it? It's you. But like I said, I feel like people just need to understand that Keisha is a human being. No one wants to wake up to someone criticizing everything about them every day, all day. I don't care who you is. If you say that you will be able to ignore public scrutiny every day, you lie. You lie. Public scrutiny about things that just don't even matter. Like, what I feed my children is what I feed my children. Where I choose to live is where I choose to live. She said not to praise LC. Right. Where I choose to live is where I choose to live. What renovations I choose to do is what renovations I choose to do. And it's like, at the end of the day, try to put yourself in the person who you are criticizing on a daily basis and being hard on. Try to put yourself in their shoes now, and try to see where they're coming from. Now, when it comes to people like Paris, well, I can't put myself in Paris' shoes, because I would never do what Paris did. I would never wake up one day and just start cussing a stranger out. I just wouldn't do that. So in certain situations, you probably won't be able to. But Keisha, I feel like Keisha has come on here. She's tried to give us content about her. She's not even tried. Keisha has come on here talking about her life, giving us the raw, real, unfiltered parts of her life, giving us her journey into motherhood, giving us content, trying to move on and evolve from a situation that could have broke her almost 2 years ago. And yet people are still holding on to that, and trying to use that as the catalyst or whatever for the reason why she does not have the right to defend herself. You cannot strip people of the right to defend themselves. People can clap back. They can strike channels. They can contact their lawyers. They can copyright strike. They can do whatever they want to if they feel like they are being unfairly attacked. And stop trying to tell people how to feel, because when your favorite person was on here dragging, when your favorite bully was on here name calling, when your favorite bully was on here making all the allegations that they don't have 100% receipts for, when your favorite bully was on here trying to sabotage somebody's business, everybody was sent back on mute. Everybody was sitting back cute and on mute. So now that it's the other person's turn to have their day, because every dog gonna have a day. Now that it's their turn to have, now that it's judgment day for them, let that be. Because at the end of the day, we got to be fair here. You cannot be in the middle of a fight between two people and trying to tell the other person not to hit back. Everybody has their day. Keesha took her beating. She took her beating almost 2 years ago when she had to get on here and give an unjustified apology, and she had to get on here and kiss somebody's ass who was disrespecting her and playing with her. She had to face that embarrassment. She's already had her day. So now it's Paris's turn, because you don't win when you're playing dirty. Period. It says you can't nitpick when you're not just part of yourself. That is true. Because you can't, if you gonna come on here talking about the way somebody look, baby, you better be slaying. You better not have a hair out of place. You better have all the latest styles on, because I cannot listen to you talking about somebody else's appearance and you're not up to par either. It's just them damn berets. Friend had the same damn berets for months and hadn't heard to discuss Keisha's hair. No, sis, you will not step your game up. Yeah, she can't even be doing that now. Like if you're gonna be one of those people that is gonna come on here trying to drag somebody for how they look, you gotta have it together, because you can't be on here because, and not to be shady or anything, but from what I've seen, like, it's kind of like, you're not giving fashion either, ma'am. So you're not giving fashionista. So you can't be on here dragging somebody. That's not right. It says she already had her day and they kept it. Exactly. Like Keisha's already had her day. She's already had to face the music for being, for the situation that happened with her and her man. She was trying to stand beside her man. She was trying to be brand conscious. She was trying to find a nice way to give her subscribers some really hard information to digest, and it backfired on her, and she had to face the scrutiny for that. She had to face the consequence for that. And now that's over with. Now the dust has settled and that situation is done. So there is no more trying to crucify her for that, in my opinion. Like, I feel like people need to move on from that situation. Because honestly, and I heard, I heard one reactor even said, like, I think it was a Sofa Time Talk with Kel. She was like, I don't talk about Keisha because to me, she ain't doing nothing wrong. She was like, I don't really talk about her parenting because to me, she doing an all right job. And I really respected her when she said that, because she has given her criticism of Keisha and Jeremy before. But she just straight up said, like, certain things you're just not going to hear me talk about. I'm not going to talk about this girl parenting when I don't find anything wrong with it. And I respect people like that. I respect people who don't really ride the wave. Even if I don't agree with everything they say, it's like, I don't like people who just feel like, well, everybody else talking about Keisha, so here I go. Let me talk about her too. And she needs to take it because guess what? This is what she signed up for. But then when people come to give them criticism, all hell breaks loose. Like, that's not how it works. Like Paris came out and straight up said, it says, I am being very shady, just like she is damn shady to all the mommy creators. Yeah, I hear her name a lot when it comes to mommy creators. So she may be a piece of work. Like I said, I just don't. When I heard some of her points, I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I agree with this. So let me just politely, creep on out of here. It says, I think a 30-year-old Keisha would definitely do things differently. And like most of us, what she would tolerate now would most likely not be what she does. What she tolerate now will most likely not be what she does now. People grow. Same for Ashley. They are young and they will learn. Right. And that's for both of them. Like, I feel like Ashley will grow up and she will understand that, you cannot walk yourself into a situation with somebody else man and expect the princess treatment. That's not going to happen, ma'am. And I feel like Keisha will also understand that, you have to put yourself and your feelings first, and you cannot put your feelings and your brand on the back burner for nobody ever again. Like, be authentically Keisha. Speak up for yourself. Don't let nobody walk all over you. Forget a brand, forget a sponsorship. At the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna play with you. Period. You Kiki from Campbell Road before you anything else. Okay. So if you gotta let somebody know, don't play with you. Let them know that on the front end. Don't even let it get that far. Don't even let, like, if that were me, like, it wouldn't even hit the internet. Like, I would have, when once I found out that there was still something going on with Ashley and Jeremy after I had welcomed Ashley to my home. Oh baby, it would have been on and popping off camera. Like, it would have been no, it wouldn't have been no courtesy, no nothing. Like, what, girl? I know I didn't just invite you into my home and you still playing in my face. Like, it would have went there, and then we would have just got over it, and we would have raised our children the best way we could have after that. It says Ashley didn't learn anything from this situation just yet. I mean, yeah, I don't think she's learned yet. I think that um she's still kind of, and like I said, I don't see her much, so I don't want to accuse her of too much. But I just feel like, I from the little Instagram live I seen, I feel like she's still trying to worry about what the people say. I feel like she's still trying to people please, and it's like, girl, this is your baby daddy, this is your baby. Fuck these folks. Like, stop getting on here explaining your child's relationship with his daddy. That is his daddy. They don't owe you nothing. They ain't got to ever send you a gift again. At the end of the day, your child needs his daddy. You all were grown enough to lay down and bump and grind and make that baby. So guess what? Figure out how y'all gonna co-parent. Period. And don't be over there arguing about your child having a snotty nose, because kids gonna get snotty noses. Period. It says, hopefully by the time Ashley turns 30, she'll be tired of running the streets. Period. Now, it says, good point. She was really 25, 26 when this all started. Yeah. It's like I'm not the same woman that I was when I was 24, 25 years old. Like, I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 in November. I've definitely, my mindset, all of that has changed. I definitely will not tolerate some of the same things I tolerate when I was in my early 20s. And everyone goes through that. Everyone makes mistakes. And so it's the people who sit on YouTube for me and act like this is not something that happens every day. People stay in a relationship longer than they should every day. People make up and break up every day. People be a side piece every day. Like, this is nothing that is foreign. And it's like, we need, instead of being so judgmental and harsh and critical, it's kind of like, I mean, if you're older, just drop some gems. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us some of your life experiences, but don't sit back and act like you would never. Because I'm pretty sure you have had some things that you've been through that, you know were not so fortunate, that you can share, and give everybody your personal take on how you got over it versus just being straight up judgmental. It says, with 50-year-old women criticizing her. It says, when August is able to talk, that's when Ashley Lesson will start to come on again. It says, Ashley's worried about the masses. Forget that and stand in the mess you created. Right. Like, don't worry about what these folks think. Like, and like I said, from just watching the Instagram live they posted on YouTube, it's like she's still trying to explain, like, well, he did reach out to my mom. So it's like, you ain't got to give nobody the play by play. Like, you don't stop. Why do you feel like you need to get these people to play by play on what goes on? The same way when Keesha was still staying with Jeremy, and she would kind of be explaining herself, I'd be like, girl, stop explaining yourself. This is your man. You're standing beside him. We don't need no explanation, because at the end of the day, we don't have to deal with this. You do. So it's like, I don't, don't come over here, because the more you explain why you're moving the way that you move with your baby daddy or your boyfriend, or the more that you explain things that are going on in your personal life to people who you don't know, that is the more power you're giving them over your personal life. Like, I'm not finna sit on here and consult with YouTube about my co-parenting decisions. It's not your business. I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do. Period. Right. I mean, we've all been there. I'm rooting for both women. Sometimes people want them in odds, when in reality, women are the prize, and we need to make these men respect and honor us. Exactly. Yeah, I'm. I really, really hope that. I really want all three of them to just sit down, have a powwow, and like hash it out, and all hell may break loose. Because I mean, it's a lot of things have transpired on the internet. And it's not gonna be easy, but I just hope that they can get past this because, like you said, it's like y'all got the same baby daddy. Like it's like that's not gonna change. Like this is permanent, and so y'all are gonna have to figure out how to maneuver. Period. Like you cannot let this internet shit ruin what how much, because this could become a beautiful thing. Like this could be a beautiful thing if y'all sit down and let it happen. Y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all don't have to like each other, but it could be a beautiful thing to have a situation where the baby's able to come over and it's not a big deal of Keisha being around, you know and vice versa. I feel like I just hate to see the internet get in between people's real life situation with their kids. Like that's just, I don't like that. It says Keisha had no problem being respectful, never has. Right. She don't allow talking to complete strangers, taking their advice about her child. What if it exactly like it's okay if you all are my supporters and you all just want to update, but I would just tell them like, look, when it comes to my co-parenting decisions with my baby daddy, I prefer not to even talk about it because it's pointless. Like, what are you all gonna do about it? Like, I don't need the public opinion for what to do with my child. Like, at the end of the day, I made this child with this person, and we're gonna figure it out the best way we can. If you want somebody to help you maneuver, go to the courts. But social media is the last place I'm gonna go for some co-parenting advice. All they're gonna do is be toxic. All they're gonna do is tell you to keep your child away so that you can hurt somebody else's feelings. Like, that's not conducive. Like, if you want a third party, go get some legal mediation. But social media is not the place to be asking somebody what to do with your child. Like, it's your child. F these people and do what you want to do. It is my 20-year-old still made plenty of mistakes. We all grow and learn from our mistakes. I'm definitely not accepting the BSA. Right. Like, it's going to be, life is about trial and error, baby. Trial and error. It says Ashley has to get over her pride in the fact that she's not going to be, yeah, it's just kind of like, at the end of the day, it's like, in the situation, it is what it is. Like, you got with somebody who had a situation going on, and you got the short end of the stick on one end, but also Keisha also got the short end of the stick. Both of you all got the short end of the stick. So now it's just kind of pick up the pieces, pick up your face, and move on. Because who really gives a damn? Everybody done been in an unfortunate situation before. Like, just let it go. This is Ashley's bitter and can't adapt to the consequences of the choice she made. It says, when you know better, you do better. Keisha's only 28. Right. Like, she got a lot of more like life to live. And it's like, the internet wants to keep crucifying her for this one situation when there is so much more life that she's going to live. Like, I definitely agree. Me, they all sit down and agree to disagree. Jeremy probably can bring them together and make it better by letting them know he wants peace. Talk all together in person, right? I think it needs to be definitely a face-to-face conversation. Face-to-face conversation, and it just needs to be some boundary set, and that's it. Just is what it is. Like, look, y'all, this how this gonna go. This what we gonna do, and we're gonna do it like this, and we're gonna love it, and we're gonna love each other, and we're gonna love these kids, and that's it. We may not like each other, we may not y'all may not be able to be friends and all that. Like, we're gonna be fake, but we're gonna have a mutual respect for each other. When I say love, I don't mean like we're gonna be like, oh, kissy face, but we're gonna have a mutual respect for each other to the point where we're not gonna let the internet tear what we got going on with these kids apart. That's why we're still here today. But this is a topic Ashley can't get over it. Once Ashley gets over, her support from the trolls will end. Right. Says Ashley wants to continue on YouTube. She cannot sit down with Keisha, her following, and it's a hate group just like Paris, right? And it's like, that's where you're gonna have to put your morals in place and be like, man, F this. Like, at the end of the day, ain't no platform worth my child having a relationship with his father. Like, I don't care about the followers, I don't care about the money. I'm not about to scar my child for life for nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure this out. Okay. And she's not thinking about the fact that a lot of these people are single mothers and are probably projecting their situations onto her, right? Because I mean, a lot of people be bitter. Like the older I got, the more I realized like some women really do be bitter. Like some people really do be projecting their hurt onto your situation. And it's like at the end of the day, you are your own person. You know what you need. Like if you're someone who works in the club and you always busy and you always gone, then that means that you're going to need a lot of support. And his father is going to be can be a very big, help. So it's like, you don't have the room to be sitting around letting nobody tell you what the hell to do, especially people who don't pay your bills. Even if they are offering to pay your bills, it's not worth it. She is more interested in the support she gets from the trolls. And that is sad because that will show their true colors. I support both either way. They should care about what Ashley feel for Keesha, their children or sibling, right? They shouldn't care about um what Ashley feels about Keesha, their children or siblings, right? Like our kids are brothers and sisters. Even if I gotta be like, look, girl, don't say shit to me, I won't say shit to you. I mean, as long as our kids can get together and have a good time, that's all that matters. Like, it don't have to be nothing fake. She ain't gotta kiss Keisha ass. Keisha ain't gotta kiss her ass. It could just be as simple as, look, we're gonna keep this shit cute for these kids. Don't get wrong with me. I won't get wrong with you. Period. Right, but that's not how it works in the Keisha world on social media, right? Like if Ashley really just literally just like buried the hatchet with Keisha and everything was cool, man, them people will go crazy. They would be upset. They would be ready to riot. They would be ready to call corporate YouTube. YouTube is definitely not the place to deal with the personal problems for your child. It should be about what is in the best interest for all, right? Like YouTube is not the place to solicit co-parenting advice because people on here are toxic and immature, and they want to see the storyline. If Ashley and Jeremy and Keisha all get together and come to an understanding, then that's going to end the storyline for them, and they're going to be upset and they're not going to like it. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it's unfortunate because outside of all this YouTube stuff, there are children who are siblings who have missed out on time. And I don't know, he may be, because I mean, I did see people say that Jeremy posted him or whatever. So he may be able to go back around. I hope so. But there could be potentially time missed out between siblings because of some shit that grown people got going on the internet. And what the grown people have going on, that should never affect the kids. Like they should not feel that. They should not feel the grunt of that. Like I'm pretty sure one thing I can say about my mama and my daddy, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's obvious that they're not together, so I'm pretty sure there was some stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure, I've seen them kind of have words before when I was a little girl, but that never affected me being able to go with my daddy. Like my daddy would come get me, and I can go whenever, however. You know what I'm saying? No matter who he was dating at the time, no matter who he was sleeping with or whatever. Like I was free to be with my daddy, and it was wonderful. Um, and I feel like every child should experience, that. Like every child should be able to go with their daddy, know their other siblings. Like that's just a beautiful thing because family is important. Like having a family and people who can be there for you, that's a beautiful thing. It says just like these reactors cannot speak positive on Keisha, even if they're like, right. It's like some people literally, it's almost as if like they're scared to even just say what they want to say about Keisha because they know that people are not going to like it. And it's like, well, for me, like I said, I know my channel, my growth is going to be slow, but it's going to be show because I'm not about to sit up here and not speak out about what's right just to try to go with the wave. Like, no, I'm good. As Ashley's main support is the hate train. Good night, Lady Devereaux. Good night. And they're gonna turn on Ashley and going to probably request some money back or anything they gave her. Yeah, and it's like, and I'll be like, nope, I'm not giving you nothing back because you shouldn't have said it. It says, how do you get on a public platform of Paris knowing she said awful things about innocent children? Right. It's just like everybody gotta be mindful. Like at the end of the day, like there are children that are involved in this situation and ain't no internet drama storyline, ain't no internet support, ain't no clout. None of that is more important than these children at the end of the day. But oh my god, we've been almost on here for 3 hours. But yeah. So like I said, in summary, People just do better. If you out here upset with Keesha, mad, ready to blow a fuse because you feel like she got Paris's channel terminated, then seek help. Understand the right and wrong, understand the cause and effective things. You cannot be out here spewing hate, spewing disrespect, and then expect for it to be a peaceful ride in the park. You can't do that. Like I said, I just wish that we would all practice just more grace and mercy with each other. Like, it should not turn, nobody should have to get on here and cuss people out in defense of themselves. Nobody should have to get on here and air people out. Everybody should be able to say what they got to say, have their own opinions, and then move on. Like, it should not be all this hostility over nothing. Because actually, people with her son on a pedestal would make fun of Keisha's children. That shows what type of person she is. She's not a good person at all. Says that lady could disappear tomorrow with a child. She did it for no reason but to have social media clout. Yeah. So I'm just, like I said, yes, 3 hours, honey. Like I said, I didn't know I could talk that long, but I know one time it was a live. I think the very first live when a lot of people found out about my channel, I think we went for like 5. So I am about to it says, and if it did, it would be her choice. Yeah. So I'm about to call it a night, you guys, and lay in my bed and watch some TV. It says, let's see. It says, right, she has immature influences. She used Keisha direct verbiage on her recent IG live. Ultimately, I feel Ashley looks up to Keisha. She gives me single white female vibes, and that's no shade. Yeah. I feel like, because if you did not feel like Keisha was a good person, like, why did you even go along with sitting down with her? Why did you go meet her at Longhorn? Like, you had to feel some type of way about her. Like, you had to feel some type of way. Like, she's not all, you deep down inside, the internet has exaggerated this, but that if you change up now, people are going to attack you and you can't handle it. But sometimes you got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything, period. As a black male child, he would have so many obstacles already in his way. Why would you add the additional issue of him being a fatherless child? Get over it. As a parent, put your pride aside, period. They act like you can't say anything about Ashley. Sorry, not sorry. The B is sick. She's very jealous of Keisha and her accomplishments. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there is, like, it's something there. I feel like it's some bitterness there. It definitely is. And I feel like it's like a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that she does not want to admit that she, was really feeling Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and it's like a slap in the face how everything played out, but she gonna have to get over that and move on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because she ain't the first one, be the last. Ashley would fall for a chicken. It says, and she wanted the man. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Like, at the end of the day, I think that this situation is, it's come. It should. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Keisha Kaylee conversation ain't gonna never end, right? But this whole let's drag Keisha for the whole love triangle. Like, okay, we can put that narrative to bed now. We can put it to bed. Yeah, it's pros and cons, and it's unfortunate. And like I said, I hope that they're able to figure it out. That's all I hope. It says Keisha works hard for what she has, and she didn't do that. But yeah, I hope they're able to figure it out for the sake of those children. Period. Because it's like, what we gonna keep beefing for? It's like, y'all right there in the same city. I ain't finna keep beefing with you. I mean, we gonna either dead this, we gonna get some straightening, like, but we ain't finna. I'm not finna beef with you to the point where my child can't see his daddy. Like, no, I can't do that. It says, be kind. That's right, the real Reese. Be kind to people. And people grow up and change, right? It's like it's all a lesson. Like, everything is a lesson. Like, at the end of the day, it says lots of folks will do things different. Yeah, like, lots of people would do things differently 10 years ago. Like, at the end of the day, Jeremy is a young man trying to figure it out. Keisha is a young person trying to figure it out. Ashley is a young person trying to figure it out. It's like, they'll get it right. They will, but it's going to take some maturity, and they're going to have to drown out all this internet noise. Like, when it comes to the situation with the co-parenting, you cannot consider, like, take this internet shit out of it. Like, at the end of the day, What are you all going to do to push forward for these children? Because, we can talk about the internet all day long and what transpired on the internet, and, but we need to talk about now, how are we going to move forward as adults to raise these kids in a peaceful way, period. She sure did, OC girl. She has definitely put in the hard work. That's why I say I feel like Keesha gonna be good with or without YouTube. Period. And that's what people don't understand. Like you cannot destroy something you didn't help build. Like you cannot take. She has a gift. She has a following. She has the ability to engage an audience, regardless. So at the end of the day, like anybody out who think they're gonna ruin her, they're gonna end her, you're never going to end her. You're never going to. Like, you don't have that much power. Stop thinking that you're God. I don't know any bitter women that ain't been bitter their whole life. Can you outgrow bitter? I think with maturity, if you keep it real with yourself and if you like wake up and smell the coffee, I feel like, she probably just needs some people in her corner that keep it brutally honest with her. Like, look, sis, like this ain't it. Help some people on the internet. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You got a child to raise, you got a son to raise that's gonna need his father, and all this other shit that you worried about is irrelevant. So I think that she possibly may be able to. Because now if you wild and touching for, that's a different story. Yeah. It says God is real and we all fall short of his grace. Amen, Miss Lane. We all fall short. So who are we to sit up here and chastise somebody? We can talk about it, but don't be chastised. She will look back and see all this nonsense. Yep. It says, yeah, she's a hustler. Definitely. Like, she gonna be straight regardless. Period. It says, I wish I could talk to Keisha girl. I don't know how she feel. I believe she'll be fine. Yeah. I think you can, D. It depends on how you was raised and who you are. Right. It says, child, I don't want nobody around me or my kids that was ever jealous of me. LOL, they scare me. Yeah, but I think that Ashley is just caught up in, like, she caught up in the social media wave. You know what I'm saying? She's caught up in I'm trying to be popping, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be on the scene, like I'm trying to be with the girls. Like, she's still in that phase of her life. But I think that one day she'll understand that this shit don't matter. Like, this social media, this clout, this popularity, all this don't matter. Like, at the end of the day, just create a peaceful environment for you and your child and do what you got to do to make that work. It says, yes, you can. People move on and grow every day. Are you still better from things from childhood? Yeah, I think that she can. I think she can come back from it. She if she, like I said, she has to have the right people in her corner, really giving her. She got to have that one home girl. They're gonna be like, look, but you're tripping, and I think that she can bounce back. They need to put the internet on mute when it comes to the children. They could disagree. They can agree or disagree out in there, right? Like, when it comes to these kids, we not talking about nothing that transpired on the internet. Like, whatever happened, now, some things got to be addressed, you know what I'm saying? But after we address it this one time, we're not going to let the internet influence nothing else that we got going on with our children, period. Some people have been around you jealous some people have been around you jealous of you that you weren't even aware of, right? Yeah. It says, I'm being for real, not shady. I really am thinking, do you outgrow that? I know some people that were bitter at first and not no more. So I think it's possible. We've all known the bitter baby mama that was bitter at first, and then she got her another man, or she grew up, or she had kids by somebody else, and then I think she can outgrow the bitterness. I think that it's gonna take her being in the right headspace and having the right people in her corner. And that she regret all of this BS one day. Ashley's kind of trying to be the it girl. Yeah. Like, once she realized that it girl shit really don't matter, like in real life, nobody gives a damn. Like, once you put the hookah down, once you put the club life down, like once you take off the makeup, like, people really in life be fooled. People really don't want to see you doing no better than them. So the people who on the internet, yeah, they're gonna encourage you to keep doing the wrong thing. They're gonna encourage you to keep your son away. They're gonna encourage you to send your son with strangers versus with his daddy, because they don't want to see you win. They want to see the shit show. Like. So once she realized that, she'll be okay. Right. If they can't hide it, I might be okay. 'Cause I don't judge her, because People prize Ari, Alexis Sky for the same thing. So yeah, and Ari was definitely much giving bitter at first, and you see when she got a money bag, she kind of moved on. Like, but yeah, Ari was giving bitter a little bit. When it came to G Herbo and his girlfriend, but then she got her man and she in love and she ain't on that no more. So I think people can outgrow that. It says child folks better move on to husband number two and have a new family. That's life. Yeah. I think if Ashley make herself some money, she won't be so bitter. Yeah, it's the our generation. Yeah. No, they don't have to address shit on the internet. Too much has already transpired on the internet. They don't owe the YouTube street shit. Yeah, I mean, when I was saying that, I mean they probably need to talk about like, okay, like no more aligning yourself with Paris, like you know what I'm saying, like that. I'm not saying they have to give us a explanation. What I'm saying is like it needs to be understanding that if we're going to do this co-parenting thing the right way, like we can't be out here like on platforms with people who dragging our kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she gonna need a man to get the bitter part over. And this guy was not a thing with Keesha seems different. You can grow. Yeah, you can grow. It says she too old to be trying to be an Instagram model. Yeah. But yeah, you guys. So I think that this is all them IG girls same age. Yeah, it's like this is like the Instagram it girl generation. And I think what people forget is that shit is not, you know what I'm saying? Like when they turn the cameras off, they have real life problems just like anybody else. They go through real life shit just like anybody else. Like and I feel like that's why I say I liked when Ari got a money bag, because I feel like, she was giving very much bitter to G Herbo at first. Like she was giving very much bothered. But then when she got into a situation where she was truly happy, and now she has somebody who is showering her with love and affection, it's kind of like she ain't on it no more. So I feel like people can definitely evolve. It's just gonna take the right situation, the right people to be around you that's reminding you, like, look, you ain't gotta do all that, and you ain't gotta be worried about your baby dad and his baby mama. Like, chill out. And I think that when you have people in your corner who keep it brutally honest with you and who keep it real with you, like, you'll grow out of that. If Ashley can't let them net raise her son, he needs his dad. Yep. Cause I love seeing that for Keisha and Alexis, by the way, too. I don't judge nobody. I love seeing all black women thriving. Right. The best way to get over a man is to get on the one. Ashley had 4 piece on you before she came to YouTube. I just did laugh and I do. She really think this is good look. I just don't think it's our place to say what her child's family like is. I just don't think it's our place to say what her child's family life is. I don't go to every baby mom and say, go check your baby dad. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But yeah. So all in all, to sum up the Keisha Kaylee catch up today, I just feel like, this is I think that you're welcome. You are welcome. It says Keisha and Lacey have similar personalities. Yeah. I think that in all, we just gotta, as far as people in the commentary sector of YouTube, we just gotta realize that these people who we talk about, they are human just like we are. They are it says this was a good discussion though. It says, can we talk about how everybody is looking the same. I will say that now. I'd be like, well, who is that? Wait a minute. Yeah, that is true. It says Lexus was giving crazy baby mama vibes at one time though. So I was just about to say that. But yeah. But yeah, I feel like, these people who we talk about, they are human just like we are. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's okay to do your talking, it's okay to do your commentary and your reactions, but don't sit up there and be so consumed and trying to give the tea and consumed and trying to like ride the wave that everybody else is riding for the views and the clicks, and like get to the point where you're seeing someone being attacked and harassed and you think it's okay because that's commentary, and it's not. It says, I love Alexa Sky, that little girl of her. Yeah, I love Alexa Sky. Alexa Sky is funny, okay? She is hilarious. I love her, okay? Period. Yeah, she love her some Fetty Wap, baby, honey. Yes, like the way, like the live on your way out. Let's say, hey girl, you still going? What's up? Y'all still going? That's what's up. Yeah, we still going, honey. We about to end, child. I've been saying I'm about to get off here for 20 minutes now, but for real. Yes, Alexis is crazy, honey. I love Alexis, honey. She is my girl. It says I have my own mind, but I'm ready for all this to be dead, child. Yeah. Yeah, her baby did change her. Because I had to get out and finish up work. Yeah, I need to be taking my butt to bed, even though I'm off tomorrow. Thank the Lord. But I am going to get out of here, you guys. So thank y'all for hanging in here with me tonight. We had a good conversation. This was a good one. This was a good one, y'all. So I think that, you know what, I feel some positive changes coming. I feel that it's going to be. I feel like everything gonna be all right. I think that, people gonna start to wake up and get it. This is, even if Paris is able to find a way to get back on the platform or whatever, who knows what the outcome would be. I think this is a good lesson that you gotta do everything in good taste. Period. Yeah, I love me some Fetty Wap D. I love her too. It says great discussion. My final thought on the way out. Paris got actually what she deserved. Don't dig a ditch for me because you may end up in it. Period. That is a good ending, no, OC girl. Do not dig a ditch for me because you may end up in it. A producer Paris gone. Okay. Thank you, now stay blessed. Thank you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, y'all, I got a good feeling. I think everything gonna be all right. I think that, this Keesha Kaylee conversation can move in a different direction. I feel like people gonna still talk about her, but I think that, with that platform gone for a while, it will be a much more digestible conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna still talk about Keesha. They gonna still, some people gonna still take it there, right? But I just feel like we need to have more channels that are actually doing commentary, that are actually doing tasteful commentary, that are actually being reasonable and respectful. And we need to get rid of all the people that want to be hateful and mean and hostile. Like, why are you being hostile to a stranger? Don't be weird to me. That is the theme of today. Don't be weird to me, you know? But yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm okay with the conversations. I just can't take the hate. Like, is all I'm praying for is that the hate stops. We can have the conversation without the hate. Period. Thank you, Queen T. D, you crazy. But yeah, thank you all for hanging in here with me tonight, and I will see you all in my next video. Love y'all. Mwah. Good night.